Good evening, sports fans. I'm Jonathan Davis. It is time for the Prep Spin High School Game of the Week. Some of you may remember me because I played basketball for the University of Kentucky. What you may not know about me, though, is that I stayed right here in Central Kentucky, and for the past 30 years, I've helped folks just like you grow their portfolios and invest their money.
Jonathan, what does a new client do when they come to you? You said to me earlier, it's not a rush job, it's not fast food. We get to know our clients. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Right, Steve. And just like our motto says, that it's really more than just about money. It's about relationships. It's about slowing down and taking the time and helping our clients put together a plan that makes sense for them when it comes time for them to retire.
Is it ever too late to begin investing?
I don't think it's too late, but obviously the sooner you start, the better off you're going to be.
What is the typical age of somebody who walks in the office?
Our average client probably is about 45 or 50 years old, a few years away from retirement and starting to think about what they need to do to have a plan together so that when they do retire, they can then stay retired.
And what's been the most fun for you after your playing career here at Kentucky?
The most fun for me probably has been two things. Number one, my son was a heck of a high school basketball player himself, and I've had a lot of fun chasing him around the country, watching him play ball. And also my daughter was Miss Kentucky 2015. So between those two things, I've had a lot of fun watching my kids participate in high school athletics.
And what is the best compliment one of your clients has ever given you?
I know your kids, and they were well raised.
That's fantastic. And Jonathan, we're going to talk here in just a second about some of the high school football games. I know you follow high school sports here in the area. We'll get to the Hazard at Sayre game last. But first, we've got a big game coming up. Collins at Woodford County. And I know Woodford County's coach is a former Kentucky football player. And you said you think Woodford should get this one. Are you going to stay with that?
I'm going to stick with that pick, Steve. I think Woodford should get them this time.
All right, we got more picks coming up. All right, Jonathan, Oldham County is at Bryan Station. What's your pick?
If Bryan Station can hold on to the football, I'm going to have to go with Bryan Station on this one.
All right, Defenders, okay. How about Dunbar at Henry Clay?
Steve, I don't believe Henry Clay's won a ball game this year.
No, they haven't.
They had a tough year, but so I'm going to have to go against them this time.
All right, so Dunbar over Henry Clay?
Dunbar over Henry Clay.
All right, last pick here, Lafayette at Tate's Creek.
It's a tough one, Steve. You know, both my kids are Lafayette grads. My heart's there. I coached ball there myself, coached high school basketball.
Yeah, that's
there,
right,
so
you did.
I'm going to stick with the Generals on this one. Go Generals.
All right, so back-to-back wins for the Generals, and you think it's going to be 3 in a row?
I'm looking for 3-0, Steve.
All right, and Jonathan, how do we get a hold of you?
My number, Steve, is 859-608-6594. My office is at 444 East Main Street, downtown, across from the old Harold Leader building. Stop by, give me a call. I'd love to chat with you sometime.
All right, and they can also go to jtdavisky.com.
Absolutely.
All right, Jonathan, thank you for being a part of Prep Spin's Game of the Week and your support of the pregame show. And I hope your picks all come true here. Now, last game we got to talk about. Hazard at Sayre. You said you like both teams. Hazard number 11, Sayre's number 7. Yeah. You like both those numbers. You said 7-11. So 7 always trumps 11. And you said Sayre this time.
We're going to have to go with Sayre this time. Let's go with Sayre.
All right, well, you picked it. Chad Pennington Sayre team over Hazard right here.
Yes.
Same shoes, same mixer, same computer, same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
At Atkinson Sims & Kermode, we are here to help you get back to what matters most.
Helping you through your financial situation is our only purpose. We are involved at every step, guiding you towards relief. A better life can't exist after bankruptcy. Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78. Call us today and take the first step towards a new beginning. At Atkinson Sims Commode, helping you through your financial situation is our only purpose. We are involved at every step, guiding you towards relief. Take the first step and dial 859-CALL-ASK or visit ask-law.com to schedule a free consultation.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Kentucky knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Kentucky needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
High school sports have evolved thanks to PrepSpin. Tonight, catch all the hard-hitting action live and in real time as the game happens in 1080p HD video. Join us tonight for the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week with the legend Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, and the king of stream, William Moorfield. Nobody does high school football like PrepSpin does. The Mingy Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week comes your way now.
Welcome, everybody, to the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week, brought to you by PrepSpin. And we are broadcasting today from the Whitaker Bank Mobile Studios here on the campus of Sayre High School. Actually, not on the campus, but in the facility out off of Athens, Boonesboro Road.
SAC, Sayre Athletic Complex.
Yeah, that is, and it is a beautiful complex. Got some rain coming down, so it's going to be an interesting game. This is Mike Meehan along with my friends Gary Ball and Steve Tressler, and of course the King of Stream. And spotting in the booth, keeping us all in line is Bridget DeVries here. So Gary, we have a game here. This is a 6 o'clock game, something different for the fans to tune into, but that was because of the weather.
Yep.
There were some games last night being played in town and around town, and of course, this is a big one here for both these teams.
Yeah, they moved the game back an hour and a half to try to get it in, but you see the rain coming down, so that didn't work too well. Sayre and Hazard has a lot of speed on their football team. Sayre has a really good team led by, of course, Pennington, the quarterback. Chad has got 14 touchdowns, so 1 interception ratio. And then you got Jackson Marshall in the backfield. He has 10 touchdowns receiving this year. Also has 5 rushing, so he has 15 touchdowns this year. It's going to be a good game. Hazard's got a good ball club led by Max Johnson. He has scored every way imaginable this year. So I look for a good game here tonight at Sayre Athletic Complex.
Yeah, I think Max is an athlete. I bet he plays baseball, basketball, and everything. You're right. Steve, you got a little information on the way they're ranked and the ranking in that division. Let's take a look at Class A.
Yeah, Class A is, you talk about I think my mic is a little off here, but that's all right. You look at the Class A rankings, Pikeville, of course, is the cream of the crop, followed by Kentucky, Country Day, Graceland, Bethlehem, Russellville. Sayre comes in at number 7, and Sayre and Hazard are both in that top 11. Like
His mic is off.
Try to get you fixed up there, Steve. Your
Yeah,
mic.
no problem.
There you go.
Add you mute. There we go. Yeah, so the Class A is really it's really strong top to bottom. Hazard just outside the rankings. They're coming in. They have 7 votes to be in the top 10. So really, we'll call that number 11. Sayre, great football team this year so far. Both teams very strong defensively. You talked about Hazard's speed. Rain kills speed. And Coach, that it's the equalizer, right? It's a great equalizer when it's a muddy field out there. And I do want to say thanks to Jonathan Davis and JT Davis Asset Management for being the host and the sponsor for the Prep Spin pregame show tonight. So thank you to JT Davis Asset Management. But really, Coach, talk about it. When the field's muddy, what does that do to your fast players?
Well, I'll tell you what. Before we had a turf field, actually, my coaching at Dunbar, we never had a turf field. The turf field was built after I left. But honestly, it depends on the weather. If it's rainy and it's just coming down constantly, both teams are equal. The key is the wind. If it's windy, your kicking game's messed up, your passing game can be messed up too.
But don't the receivers know where they're going and the defenders don't know where they're going? I think it could be a little bit of advantage there.
Yeah,
I know it's
sloppy.
slippery. I know it's sloppy, but the ball carrier knows where he's cutting to. The receivers know the route. I think it's a big advantage to the offense. I do, but it may not play out that way. I realize that.
But it's also an advantage to the home team because they've played on this field. They know the shoes they need to wear. They know what it's like. So the home team has advantage. On the other hand, let's take a look at Hazard. They're aggressive and they're quick. And if they can get to Pennington in the backfield, if they can get to him and make him rush his throws or have to move around in the pocket, as long as they don't let him out of the pocket where he can, we've seen him run, Gary. He can run the ball pretty well too. So that's going to be an interesting factor too. I think it's going to be a good game. I hope it's a good game. I think Hazard making the trip here, was it 3 hours maybe?
Yeah, about 2.5.
2.5 hours to come down here to play. It's really good to have high school football going on. Okay, so Gary Ball, we talked a little bit about before. You talked to Coach Pennington a little bit. What does he feel about his team this year?
He feels real good. They went down to Pikeville last week. They lost that game pretty handily. And I don't understand how you can play the number 1 team in the state and you fall into rankings from 4 to 7. I don't understand that. They should be at least 5th or 5th maybe at the worst. They're a really good football team. Pikeville's really good. I don't think, and you guys can kick me for this, but I don't think they showed Pikeville a whole lot because they know they're probably going to play them again in the playoffs. So they didn't show them a whole lot. And I wouldn't show them nothing, but Pikeville showed a lot. They showed they could play 43-7. But
you got that right.
But Pikeville showed a lot. Sayre didn't. But Sayre's got a really good team. I think they're a little bit better than they were last year. I really do. But I know they had Trey Dennis last year, and Madden was a really good player. But I think Sayre's a little better, and we'll find out tonight. They play a really good Hazard team.
Right, I talked to the Coach Howard from Hazard, and on the phone, and he's really up. I mean, he's an excitable guy. I really enjoy talking to him. We do these UFOs at halftime, and we've got a good one from Hazard. He's like over 80 years old and coaching the kickers. We'll talk more about that later. Speaking of the kicking game's going to be key in this. We covered Sayre last year, and do you remember their kickoffs?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, they actually had some onside kicks they were playing with. So maybe they're going to try a little bit of going on. Hazard just just speaking, off the record here, look, not off the record, but Hazard, their extra point kicker is a young girl, a female, Mia Rouse, and she's pretty darn good at kicking the PATs. So, and we've seen that a few times in different places. I think it's a great thing to see. Female referees, now we have female kickers. Who knows what's next? As long as we get to the point where they're not even mentioned as female, it's just, oh yeah, there's the kicker, and so on. That's what I'm looking forward to. All right, we'll take a little break real quick, and we'll come back and we'll do the starting lineups. So here we're gonna take a little break here at the outstanding football facility out here at Sayre. The rain slacked up a little bit. Looks pretty windy out there. So we'll be back in just a minute on the Prep Spin Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
Neighbor helping neighbor. At Whitaker Bank, we believe in giving back to our communities. Through our many sponsorships, we help provide our fellow Kentuckians with family-friendly fun and events, and scholarships to help students reach their dreams. We know you need banking to be fast and easy. We help with personalized services like mobile deposit. Get the app today and snap, deposit. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington.
Welcome back. This is, again, the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week. Mike Meehan here. And before we do the starting lineups, Gary Ball, I know that you always do this, and I don't know how you get it worked out every time, but I suppose, it's planned or what. But you have Sayre this week on your show, the Scholastic
Sayre's
Tell me a little bit about what you're going to do.
They're the Roberts Team of the Week, Roberts Insurance. They'll be on. He brought on Jackson Marshall and Chad Pennington. It's a real interesting interview. I asked Coach Pennington about coaching high school football from playing days at New York Jets and Marshall, and he talked about his dad a lot. So his dad was a high school football coach for 30 years. So that's what led him to this field here at Sayre High School. It's an interesting, and we got a scholar athlete from Lexington Catholic, Catesby Clay, a soccer player, and we got Rob Uller from UK Sports Medicine.
Oh, nice. Very good. Well, tune in, people. Watch the show. It's really cool.
Sunday at noon on CW.
And they really do feature a lot of athletes and scholars. Okay, we're going to go over these starting lineups. I'll go first with the offensive starters for for Hazard High School. At quarterback, Max Pelfrey. He's a 6 foot, 155-pound freshman. At running back, Max Johnson, all-round superstar, 5'8", 140-pound junior. At wide receiver, Andrew Ford, 6'2", 130-pound senior. At the other wide receiver, Tyson Turner, number 3 actually, 5'7", 145-pound senior. Hank Pelfrey starts at one of the receivers. He's 5'3", 106-pound junior, very quick. Javon White is also a wide receiver, 6 foot, 210 freshman. At center, Ian Bashir, he's 5'11", 252. He's a senior. Jacob Fields is the right guard, 5'6", 212-pound senior. Gavin Foltz, 6 foot, 210-pound sophomore at the right tackle. At left guard, Ryan Dean, 5'10", 165-pound junior. And, of course, at left tackle, Cameron Cottle is 6 foot, 210-pound senior. Steve?
All right, they're lining up on Sayre's defense. At that left end there, you've got Ethan Greer, 6'2", 245-pound senior. Ben Matheny, 6'1", 195-pound sophomore. Nose guard at that right tackle spot, Colt Cook, 6 foot, 185-pound senior. Hayden Wilson at the right tackle, 6'4", 240 pounds, coming in off the end there. Middle linebackers, Cayman Peevler, number 50, 6'1", 190-pound freshman, holding down the middle for them. Excuse me. Let me correct myself there. The middle linebackers, Jackson Marshall, 6'2", 205-pound senior. Cayman is actually the backup to the nose guard there, my mistake. 6'2", 205-pound senior. James Gunnisser, number 12, he's 5'10", 190-pound. Then the other linebacker spot, Travis Smith. They run a 4-4. You got Travis Smith, and he'll be the 6 foot, 180-pound senior, number 30. To the right of him, you'll have Caleb Keene, also 6 foot, 195-pound senior as well.
That's Kern.
Kern, okay.
Yeah.
Caleb Kern. And then in the cornerback spot, you've got the Pennington brothers. Luke Pennington is the cornerback on one side. Free safeties, Cole Pennington. The other side, Aiden Owen is the cornerback, 5'10", 160-pound senior. And at strong safety, I hope I don't mess your name up here, Charlie Slayball. And freshman starting there at strong safety for Sayre.
Yeah, I like Sayre's secondary, Gary. Watched them a little bit on film yesterday and the day before. They play deep for the pass, but they react extremely well to the ball.
Yes, they do. They led the state in interceptions there for a while. I don't know if they still do, but Chad Pennington pointed that out on the show. He said we led the state in takeaways on interceptions. So they're a good defensive team, good offensive team. We saw them against Bourbon County, and they put on a pretty good penalty show in that game. It's a lot of penalties, but they settled down in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's one of the keys early in the season like that. There are all a lot of penalties, and it's frustrating for everybody, including the officials. Mm-hmm. But tonight, hopefully, because it's later in the season, what's a 9th week or whatever, I think it should be a pretty clean game.
Can you imagine in just, 2 weeks, October 29th, I think, is the last game of the regular season?
Yeah, it just zipped by. Last year was such a disaster and so confusing for everybody as far as games that were, canceled and so on. And then this year, we had games early in the season canceled, and it gets to be frustrating for the players and the coaches alike.
Absolutely.
All right, defensive starters for Hazard. At linebacker, Ryan Dean, and he is a junior. Memphis Blankenship is the freshman at linebacker. The other linebacker, Zane Deaton, a senior. Hank Pelfrey, we mentioned him before, he's a junior linebacker. Defensive line, Cameron Cottle is a senior. Defensive line also, David Strode, and then he's a sophomore, and Ian Brashear is a senior. The secondary at safety, Max Johnson, he's a junior. At other safety, they ran a 4 shell a lot of times. Andrew Ford is a senior. At center, or at corner, Tyson Turner and Javon White will alternate, both freshmen, and then John Ollinger.
John Don Ollinger
is a senior.
There's always an Ollinger on a Hazard football team. They're on there. His brother played at Cincinnati. A receiver was really good.
Yeah, they have him every year, and there's Ollingers playing. Steve?
All right, so Sayre lines up. Center, Jake Nora, 5'11", 195-pound junior. At right guard, Hayden Wilson, 6'1", 285. K1, make sure I don't want to mess your name up, K1. Peevler, 6'1", 200-pound freshman at left guard. At left tackle, Ethan Greer, 6'2", 225. At right tackle, Bill Bradley, 6 foot, 265-pound senior. Travis Smith, tight end, 6 foot, 180 pounds. The wide receiver spots, you've got Dant Bowling, 6 foot, 175 pound senior. Aiden Owen, 5'10", 170 pound senior. Jackson Marshall, the fullback, number 8, 6'2", 205 pound senior, is going to be blocking for Caleb Kern, number 6 foot, 195 pound senior. And quarterbacking the offense, surprise, surprise, number 10, Cole Pennington, 6'3", 200 pound senior. And of course, Coach Chad Pennington is also going to be that offensive coordinator. As we get ready to go to the kickoff, a few other games going on around town here in Lexington. I wanted to see what you guys thought of these. Coach Collins at Woodford County. Give me a pick on that one.
I think we should hesitate just for a second for the national anthem here.
Okay.
All right, national anthem, very, very well done, and a lot of players at attention there. Okay, Stever.
All right, so, and I'm never one to step on the anthem.
Woodford by 21 in that game.
You think so?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, I think it'll be a pretty easy game for Woodford.
All right, and then you had the rivalry game up north. Gary, we'll start with you because you're from up north, Covington Catholic at Highlands.
That's a tough one because Covington Catholic's rebuilding this year. Highlands was on the uptick at the beginning of the year. I'd go with Highlands in the close one.
Yeah, I go with Cov Cath on that one. I think they're just got too much going. Too excited about that game.
All right. Let's keep it closer to home. Dunbar 3-4 at Henry Clay 0-7.
Yeah, I think Dunbar will win it. Dunbar's had a rough season. I talked to Coach Johnson over there, and it's up and down for him. But he feels like he has a good team, and he just wants to get ready for the district.
What do you think, Gary?
Dunbar.
All right. Somerset rebuilding at number 9 LCA.
LCA by running clock.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, LCA will clean up.
Lafayette at Tates Creek.
That'll be the closest game, I think. It really will be. It's at Tates Creek.
I look for them to upset them tonight. Look for them to Tates Creek get their win tonight.
Yeah, but I think so too. I think
really?
Their ground game, I think, should be able to.
And Coach, I saved the last one for you here. Oldham County at Bryan Station.
Bryan Station. I'm telling you, they've got the weather might slow them down a little bit, but they are filled with athletes, and they've got a really good coaching staff this year, and I think they're going to be just fine.
Gary, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Bryan Station. They're top 5 in the 6A football. Bryan Station for real. I think Bryan Station wins handily tonight.
All right. Well, that is.
We're out one more game.
Okay. You
tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Well, we can talk that one. Kentucky travels to Athens to play the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs. Kentucky number 11. What do you think, gentlemen?
I think if they stay between the hedges, they've got a chance. But if they keep getting knocked over the hedges, they won't.
Yeah.
I think Kentucky's going to shock the world. I really do. I just got a feeling about them. I think they'll show up. Chris Rodriguez is from Georgia. He's fired up.
Oh, yeah.
They got a couple other Georgia players on there. Kentucky's going to be ready because remember they played them last year and they played them in 18 when they, with that great team in 18. Some of these guys played on that team.
Yeah.
I think Georgia is a really good team. I don't know if Kentucky will upset them, but I give Kentucky a fighting chance.
Well, the problem is Kentucky has a very good offensive line. And Georgia has a world
NFL type defense.
Line.
Jordan Davis and the others.
Oh my gosh, they're good. So I'm afraid there'll be so much pressure on Levis.
Let's just hope they don't take Kentucky seriously.
Yeah, Steve, I heard somebody say that Georgia has 8 or 9 NFL players on their defense alone.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And, you know, it's a telltale sign of how many people get drafted out of your team. In Georgia, the last several years has led the SEC in defensive players getting drafted. Alabama won last year, Georgia 4, and they've got plenty more. So, all right, well, that concludes the pregame show. Thank you to JT Davis Asset Management for your sponsorship of the Prep Spin pregame show for the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week, Hazard at Sayre. And now I'm going to turn it over to Gary Ball and Coach Meehan.
Thank you, Steve Pressler. I'm going to say hello to Jonathan Davis, too. Jonathan's a good guy, a good friend of mine over the years. And thanks to Jonathan Davis, JT Davis, for sponsoring the pregame.
Getting ready for the kickoff.
Hazard will receive. Max Johnson back deep to receive the ball, and kicking off for the Sayre Spartans. Brady Atkins will kick off. So Atkins will tee it up, and this game is underway. Onside kick. It goes toward the sideline, out of bounds, and at the 37, and they'll get it up there, and the official will mark the ball. So Hazard will get good field position.
Right, and again, when high school, when the ball goes out of bounds, you have actually 3 choices.
Yeah.
You can ask them to kick over, you can take the ball in the 35, or you can take the ball where it went out of bounds.
Yeah, well, they take it where it went out of bounds because they get another yard, 36.
Yeah, sneak a little yard out of that.
That may make a difference. You never know. So Hazard breaks settle. Their quarterback is Max Pelfrey. Max Johnson's a running back. They got good receivers, and their offensive line is coming together. And you look at Sayre, they play a 3-man front. They're going to blitz a lot tonight, I think.
They play a 3-man front. They run that. They're in a cover 3 now. Oh, now they're backing up. See, that's what I'm saying. They play deep in the secondary, and they react to the ball extremely quickly.
So Max Pelfrey will bring out the offense, work out of the gun. He's got Max Johnson behind him at the 41-yard line. Gives to Johnson at the middle, 45. Johnson's still running to the 50, and he's down into Sayre territory to the 49-yard line. He got nearly 10 yards.
Yeah, he did. It was a really good power run up the middle.
Yeah, good job by Hayden Wilson chasing him down and pulling him for the tackle.
Yeah, it was a good job by Wilson. Made a nice play.
No, that's me. Okay. I was filling up the...
Second down at about a yard for Hazard. Here's a good one. Johnson got the first down, the 45. See what I mean, guys? He's to the 42 first down. As coming up to get him was Jackson Marshall. But I tell you what, that kid is he's elusive.
Yeah, he's very elusive. You know, you said the same thing. You said that when we talked earlier that he scores from every different possible way you can score in football. But he is a lot quicker than you think. He really is quick.
Look at that wind and rain coming down.
Hazard is brought in the backfield to change. 41's around a different jersey tonight. They give up the gut. Johnson down to the 39, 38-yard line. He's got about 5 on that. Coming up, Kern to make the stop.
Yeah, again, they're powering that ball. They're running from the shotgun, but it's a pistol formation. And Sayre's in that 3-4 look. They run a 4-4, but they seem to back those linebackers off a little bit on the outside. So we'll take a look at that as time goes on. They also like to flip-flop their edge people, their outside backers, ends, whatever you want to call them.
So second down and 7. Pelfrey, the quarterback. We've got to find out who this 41 is in the backfield. Johnson. To give to Johnson, the right side, breaks a tackle, down inside, still running, and he is knocked backwards. Good play by the defense. Chad Pennington came up, and also coming up there on the stop will look like Hayden Wilson.
Brody Alexander in there as well.
The wind is howling this direction. I mean, they're going against the wind here. When Sayre gets the ball back in this first quarter, they're going to have that wind at their back, which is going to be quite an aid for the passing game and the punting game.
Hazard only needs a couple of yards. They got to get down to the 33 for first down. Pelfrey sends motion to the left side, and he was going to pitch it to Johnson and flag down.
Boy, Cole Pennington looks just like his dad during the national anthem, getting a good look at his face there.
False start. That sets him back. That's the first mistake of the game. right there.
And, Coach, they got to keep it on the ground here. You can see the wind and rain coming right into the faces of the offense there. You're not going to throw the ball here.
Well, it would be very difficult, and I think Sayre knows that. They actually, they're still playing zone, cover 3, looks like cover 3.
So 3rd down and 7, it must have had a penalty, and Pelfrey pitches to Johnson around the left side. He's trying to cut it back, and he's stopped by Pennington, ran out of bounds. Pick up maybe 3-4 yards.
That was good pursuit all the way across the field, and used the sideline as a defender and knocked him out of bounds. I'm looking for a number 41 you were talking about, Gary. Unless it's one of the backup running backs changed his number. We don't really have that.
Yeah, and he's not on my depth chart either, so I have no idea. Yeah, Hazard fans, text William at prepspin.com. Let him know who it is.
Yeah, if you're watching this game and you know who number 41 is, please get back.
He's not on the roster.
We'd love to give some credit to the guy.
Spinning out to the near side is Ford. Johnson, direct snap, keeps it, rolls to the right, cuts it back, and let's see where he stopped. Let's see, they knock him back. A whole lot of people get in the whole defense.
Yeah, really. I think that on the bottom of that was number 72. It looked like for Sayre. That's Ethan Greer.
They looked like they got the first down.
Yeah, I think he did. Looks like the offensive line for Hazard is doing a heck of a job. Bashir at center, Jacob Fields, right guard, right tackle Gavin Foltz, left guard Dean, and left tackle Cameron Cottle. They're just knocking them off the ball. You're going to have a measurement? Your first measurement, Gary.
And I can't see. We're not looking directly across the field, but to me it looked like he got it, but he may be short. I'm not sure. No score. That's the first quarter. I just got it. By the nose of the football, guys. That's all it takes.
Football's a game of inches.
Yep. So first down for Hazard. They come out moving the ball, guys. They haven't messed around. Their offensive line's not big, but these guys can play.
They can play. They're quick. They're staying low and driving Sayre off the ball.
32-yard line is the ball marked. First down. You got big number 7 Ford, 6'2". He spins out to the right. Max Pelfrey sends motion. He gives the motion man forward, and he hits and knocked down. That was a good play turned in, and that was big number 72, Greer, Ethan Greer.
Yeah, that was a really good play. That was an outside zone play. When you watch these offensive linemen, watch how they block. And if you see all of them going in one direction, reaching to the left, and they're running the ball, that's an outside zone play. The back has the ability to cut wherever he wants.
That was a horse collar tackle, guys, a penalty against Sayre, and that's going to cost them big time.
Yeah, they didn't have that horse collar tackle back when I played in high school football. They'd have just about ripped my head off all the time. So
that was just a good tackle back then, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you could grab, pull them down.
Grab anything, throw them down.
That's a 15-yarder. That's a big one.
Oh yeah, that's big. They're smelling the goal line here now. What a great job of filming. Look at this picture.
I know it. In the rain, no doubt. A driving rain.
Yeah, I feel
sideway rain.
I feel like I'm there on the field.
Ford goes in motion. Here's the give to Johnson up there you got, and he gets maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah.
Max Johnson. Boy, he's got a name for football, and his quarterbacks is a Max too. I guess he had to be named Max to be a quarterback or running back.
Yeah, yeah.
Jackson Marshall got the stop that time for Sayre.
Yeah, Gage Lowe. The defense for Sayre is they're really trying to tighten up here, but they're just having trouble getting in filling the gaps and making the tackles.
Those guys are really lean too. When you look at Sayre's linemen, offense and defense, they're lean.
They're lean. They're quick.
There's a give to Johnson up the middle, running hard, and he's down to the.
Close.
He gets to the 3-yard line. Hard to see the markers here, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm struggling because, we're going to.
It's pretty level. It's a level field here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is that the 7?
Yeah, about the 7, it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the G with you too, though, and it looked like the goal line.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Second down, I think. We can't see the down marker. Williams getting the scoreboard adjusted, so we'll get that fixed here in momentarily. Give to Max Johnson in the middle, running, knocked backwards. Good tackle made by Chad Pennington, and who else? Jackson Marshall.
So Max is what kind of a back is he? He's a power back. He's a quick back. He can do just about everything. I'm pretty impressed with him. He's finding the holes. They're running that zone stuff, and he's picking the hole just right.
You know, I don't know what I was picturing when I read about Max Johnson, but I wasn't picturing a 135-pound guy.
No.
I thought we were talking 195-pound, power back.
Yeah. He runs well.
Absolutely.
Max Pelfrey gives to Johnson up the gut, and he's down to the 30-yard line.
All right, we've got to find out who number 41 was. Listen, I'll tell you, he led that play. He's running from that halfback position, leading the play, and he went through the line of scrimmage and just about leveled the linebacker. Nice job. This is a long drive.
Sure is, taking up a lot of clock. And we'll have that adjusted where we know how much time's left. Williams is going to get a shot on the scoreboard. So 4th down and goal at the 30-yard line. They're not going to try a field goal, so.
This is a big play for Sayre here.
And he gets to the goal line, but I don't think he got in.
No, it's third
down.
Third down. We're not. You can't see that. We usually have that on the scoreboard, but we're getting that worked out. So
41 lead. Nice job of defense. No, he was done.
That's number 12.
You know, they keep testing that same.
Zig Deaton, running back. I don't know what they went away from Johnson for.
Yeah, they're really
having him out for a couple plays.
Yeah, because Sayre's they're not playing any kind of man-to-man. What they're doing is just leveling up, trying to fill their gaps and just push forward, try to make the line of scrimmage back a couple yards. That's what they're trying to do.
So 4th and goal, Coach, at the 2-yard line. Then they got Johnson back in there.
They're going to get a delay game if they're not in a hurry. Oh, yeah. Good, timeout.
Timeout for Hazard. No score here in the first quarter. Boy, they've chewed up a lot of clock on this drive, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, I like the play clock that they have on both sides of the field, so the quarterback can see when that clock is counting down.
No score. What do you think so far?
Well, I think I'm seeing a good offensive line, and I'm seeing a defensive team who's decided to buckle it up and guard the grill and get in there and stop the run. And again, Hazard is not happy about throwing the football.
Strode. So the 41 is Davion Strode. Let's put him down there. He was not listed on my first depth chart that the coach sent me. So that was from Daniel Howard. So Davion Strode is the back in there blocking. He hasn't carried the ball at all, but he's doing a lot of blocking.
And they are now 4th and goal at the 1, gentlemen.
Yep. How much time did you see, Steve?
I'm going to check now.
Okay. I thought that's what was going out for, to check the time. We don't know how much time left.
Hey, Davion Strode was listed at number 77
as a lineman,
as a sophomore defensive and offensive lineman. That's pretty smart in a rain game to put it.
They chewed up almost 8 minutes of this clock, Coach. 4th and 1 at the 1-yard line. Pelfrey fakes to Johnson, rolls to left, looks to throw. He's going to – does he run it in? And no, they stop him short. They get him at the 1-yard line. Good job by Sayre.
Nice job, everybody. I think one of the guys I saw on the tackle was Charlie Stable.
He had a receiver wide open, Coach. You could have tossed it to him. That would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether they're worried about it, but this is a big chance for Sayre to show what they've got to come out of the end zone like this. It's no fun to be backed up like this, guys. Not in the rain.
Hazard almost chewed up the entire first quarter.
They did.
So Sayre gets the ball at the 1.5-yard line. Chad Pennington. We saw Cool Hand Luke the last time we saw Sayre, his younger brother.
Yeah, we did. That's right.
He was a star of the game, wasn't he?
Yep.
Literally the star of the game. Chad Pennington. Kern behind him. Gives up the gut, and let's see, carries up to the 5, and that's Jackson Marshall, the ball carrier.
Yeah, I think he's just about the 4-yard line maybe.
Looked like Strode helped out on the stop.
Yeah. Yep.
Strode in there with Cameron Cottle, both good job wrapping and bringing him down.
Some nice sized players in the front there for.
And Coach, you know who else has cracked the starting line since we did them?
Who?
Rock Kaufman, the freshman.
Oh, another freshman in there.
28 for Sayre as a starter now.
Yeah, that's right.
See that a lot in Class A.
Yeah, you do.
Foot to foot.
Pennington with Marshall behind him. There's movement by Hazard, and Pennington fakes, rolls to the right, keeps it up to the 10-yard line, ran out of bounds.
Got some room there. I'm surprised that they didn't call offsides on that play. But I guess he didn't break the plane.
No score here in the first quarter. Battle. Good job by Sayre to keep Hazard out of the end zone.
Yeah.
They got all the way down to the 1-yard line.
They drove it down. It was real easy.
Yeah.
And then inside the red zone, it tightened up a little bit. And when they got inside the 5-yard line, Sayre was all over him.
Third down. Clock is moving here in the first quarter. Kern is back there with Chad Pennington. Pennington takes a snap, rolls to the left, throws it to Kaufman, and no, it's caught out of the backfield, but Marshall's got the first down. Takes it up to the 20-yard line.
Let me tell you something. That was close to being an interception, Gary. That the number 1 stepped in front, and I think he just mistimed it a little bit.
That's Olinger. John Don Olinger. I like the name.
Yep. It was almost Olinger pick 6.
Ryan Dean with the tackle there for Hazard, Gary.
Good stop. So it's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Sayre moves the chains.
Got some breathing room now.
They send Slayball and Kaufman out to the right. Pennington looks to pass, and it's incomplete, broken up. Nice break up there by Ford, Andrew Ford.
You see how quick, Steve, they react to the football? Both these teams, their secondary reacts to the ball. I'm interested in seeing, since Sayre has that wind at their back, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try to run a wheel route or even just a go route and see if they can get the ball downfield deep, see if their receivers can outrun these defensive backs.
That's why you're a coach. That's a smart call. I like that, the wheel route.
You got to watch Marshall. He is to the left. Kaufman and Slayball to the right. Chad Pennington. Marshall goes in motion. Pennington pitches now to Kern, right side. Kern breaking up to the 25, and he stopped right there. And a good play turned in, and a nice play by 54. That's Ryan Dean, the outside backer.
Yeah, that was a pretty good job because it looked like he was going to clear that corner and get some yardage there. So it's 3rd now.
We got to be approaching the end of the first quarter, guys.
Yeah, and that's why I'm telling you, throw it deep now. If you're going to do it with the wind at your back. When you turn around, it's going to be a little more difficult.
And it puts pressure on that defense to look up for the ball when the rain's hitting him in the face.
Yeah.
Slayball is the open side. You got Kaufman out to the left. Pennington fakes now, looks back to pass. Those an incomplete. He threw a little high to Kern, and Kern can come up with the catch. So that'd be 4th down, and Sayre will be forced to punt the football.
Yeah, and I guarantee you there's not much time left in the quarter now. It can't be. Here we go.
Get a shot of that.
No, we're not. They're trying.
Yeah, our scoreboard just didn't sync up tonight on them. 2:04 to go in the first quarter. No score. And now you got the punt coming, and by Atkins, and back to receive is Max Johnson. Got to watch Johnson. He's got 2 punt returns for touchdowns. Here's Atkins' kick. And it's going to go out of bounds. No, it's going to stay in bounds, go down inside the 36-yard line. It was heading toward out of bounds, but
the wind took it, Gary.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it came back.
Now, why didn't they kick a field goal down there?
I don't know. I mean, they wanted to get that score real quickly. They figured they drove it all the way down. They can do it. They got away from their best runner.
That'd have been an extra point from there.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, it's one of those things coaches do, and I understand completely. Sometimes you just say, look, guys, let's show our courage and let's show how tough we are. We drove it all the way down here. Let's put it away.
They have it at the 36-yard line. This is where they started the opening drive and drove it all the way down. Quarterback Max Pelfrey out of the gun, gives it to Johnson up the gut, hit by Kern. Kern trying to drive him back, and he does, and very little gain, 2-yard gain maybe for Max Johnson.
Max Johnson, pretty good, hard run, but he's just not going to get anywhere against that front. They're just slanting that way.
Look at the guy over there with the towel with the football, protecting it like a baby.
Yeah.
How do you know it's a football? Maybe it is a baby. Might be a new dad right there. Hey, congratulations.
You know, that's a football. It's the way it's raining. But the rain looks like it's subsided.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of rain. I see a lot of wind.
A lot of wind. Second down and 8 at the 38-yard line for Pelfrey. Pelfrey back in the pocket. Quick pass over to Ford. Ford trying to run it outside. He gets a break and takes it up. And he leaps up. He's up in there. Nice play by Slayball.
Yeah, Caleb Clem was chasing him. He blitzed, and then he took the inside route, allowing the quarterback to get outside him, or the receiver. But he tried to catch him from behind, Gary.
Was it a receiver?
He just didn't get a hold of him.
It was a receiver.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I like that number 3 though, Tyson Turner. He's got a lot of wiggle to him. Found some open space. Got away from the first tackler and got some good yardage.
Yeah, good job by Tyson. I think I might have said 40. Excuse me. Pass is caught by Johnson, left side, and he's going to first down. Puts his shoulder down and levels a player. And that might have shaken up 3 up a little bit.
Oh, a little flag on the play, too. There's a flag on that play. He threw it a mile down. The daggone referee, the linesman, threw the flag about 15 yards, and so did the ref. This will be an interesting call.
I'll tell you what, Aiden Owens, 180 pounds, and he met Max Johnson face-to-face, 135 pounds, full speed.
They're bringing it back.
Holding, they say.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll hurt you, but I tell you what, you get good things going and you get these penalties. Looks like the sun's out now.
Really big bright ring. I'm gonna turn your crowd mic. Penalty against Hazard.
It just cleared up a little bit for this game.
That's it. There's a rainbow out there.
We got offsetting penalties, guys. Personal foul. Personal foul against Sayre and holding against Hazard. Get it straight, guys. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, we got a holding call against Hazard. Now they'll mark the dead ball foul. Yeah, that's what they have to do. See, this is one of those incidents, guys, where they have to enforce both penalties. They always enforce the live ball first, which is the 10-yard penalty for holding, and then they have to mark off the 15 yards for the personal foul.
It's back where they were.
Just all that work, and you're right back where you were.
So,
that's the story. Down. Yeah, it's the story of penalties, right? All that work, and you end up back where you are.
Third down and 5. That was a nice run after he caught the ball by Johnson. I tell you what, that kid for his size, that
4 seconds on the clock.
4 seconds is all we have in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pop for 135
he sure
pounds.
Does. He'll come out and knock your head off, or your helmet anyway. Max Johnson, a 5'9", 140-pound junior.
Such a tight space. I think I might have pulled the SDI cable a little bit.
Hank Pelfrey is split out to the left side, Twins to the near side. Out of the gun again is Pelfrey. And that's the end of the first quarter, I believe. End of the first quarter, no score, Sayre and Hazard.
No, it's timeout, Gary.
They called a penalty on Hazard. So.
No, I think they just called a timeout. Or was it a penalty?
Yep, back him up 5 yards.
See, it's the Hazard's advantage to run this play so they can, when they come back at the second quarter, they can punt with the wind behind them and get a little bit more yardage on their punt.
Yeah, well, that's what they're going to do. 3rd and 10 now, back at the 36 for Max Pelfrey. Look, blitz coming, throws it deep downfield, and it's going to be broken up. Nice breakup by Luke Pennington.
Yeah, Luke came over there and knocked it down. Good job, real good job on that one.
That's the end of the first quarter. So no score, Hazard and Sayre here at the Sayre Athletic Complex. We'll come back on the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week. There's the rainbow right there. And no score, Sayre and Hazard.
This is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of their 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin.
We're so glad to have you with us this morning.
Emergency leaders are urging.
Here we go.
This must have been a punt already.
Down to the 27-yard line, so Sayre will have it here in the second quarter. No score, guys. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I think that was a good idea to run that clock so that they could kick with the wind at their back, obviously, when the ball's all the way down to the 27-yard line. So my thoughts are that Sayre buckled up and showed what they can do on defense to stop Hazard. Hazard's got to feed their star. They've got to get the ball to number 20, whether they get him running the ball or throwing the ball to him.
And Mr. Pennington's got to get the ball to Marshall. That's who he's got to get it to. He's got 10 touchdowns receiving, 5 running. Pennington back in the pocket, looks right. Throws a slay ball, high, intercepted, picked off a Turner. Turner down to the 22-yard line, run out of bounds. There's your pick. That's what you were talking about, Coach, the reactions in the secondary.
Yeah, the reaction. These guys can go to the ball. I think it looked to me, maybe the ball's a little wet. Didn't that ball look like it floated a little bit, like it was just overthrown?
Yeah.
I like to watch the feet of the quarterback, and yeah, that's exactly what happened.
There's no doubt he's having trouble gripping the football.
Yeah, and also his feet. He's not secure with his feet. Usually you throw high when you short step it, and he did short step that ball. His shoulder wasn't facing the
Pelfrey
play.
John met in the backfield and dropped immediately. Good play by Sayre, and that was 24.
Yeah, that was Goins, a legend
Goins. What'd you say? Did you say Lent?
What? It says legend.
No, I'm just kidding with you, Coach.
Sayre. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, I'm got the wrong.
Pass right side, caught, and down to the 10-yard line. That's a good catch made by Andrew Ford, the 6'2 senior.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. It's nice to have a senior out there at wide receiver. He ran a nice slant route and good catch. The ball looked a little wobbly when it was thrown too.
First down. It's the first down.
Yeah,
it's hard to see the markers, guys. I got to apologize, but like William said, it's just that our camera just isn't quite focused high enough and away enough.
Now, they got to come away with some points on this drive because they missed their opportunity. They got another break here with the interception.
1st and 10 at the 11 for Hazard Bulldogs. Good football team. They're ranked just out of the top 10. Sayre's ranked 7th in the state. They were number 4. They lost to number 1. Fell to 7th. Here's Pelfrey rolling. He's got a pitch to Johnson. Johnson down to the 5, breaking tackles, and he gets in touchdown. Johnson, 11-yard TD run. Johnson makes Sayre pay.
Yeah, he did, and he ran right out of those tackles. That's a very good example. Watch him break these tackles. Little option play. Nice job of blocking on the edge there.
Chad Pennington had him.
Yep.
Ran right out
of the grip. Nice job.
So now we'll see the Mia Rouse, the young lady, number 11. All 4 of her, 110 pounds.
110-pound kicker.
She is 17 out of 25. Extra point is up, and it is good. So she's 18 to 26. 7-0. Hazard takes the lead here over Sayre in the second. 10:41 to go in the second quarter. Hazard on top of Sayre, and we'll be back on the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week on PrepSpin.com.
There we go. Welcome back. 7-0 in favor of Hazard. Really good drive by Hazard after the interception. Great job of intercepting the ball. Took it down and ran the option for the first time, what we called just the down-the-line straight option. It wasn't a belly option. I saw a really good block on the edge by the end player. Blocked inside, cleared it, and then it was just all him. It just ran right through the tackle.
Goins does a kick because they don't want to hit onside kick, and it's down to the 40-yard pick. Scooped up. Good job scoop there by Sayre. I believe that Slayball has got it at the 41-yard line. It was all signed by Hazard, I believe.
Yeah, I think they were a couple people offsides on that.
And they'll decline that one. Keep the ball right where it is.
Unless the whistle blew.
I'd make them kick it again, yeah.
7-0.
Hazard on top of Sayre here in the second quarter. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and Coach Meehan and Steve Tressler and the king of stream, William Orfield.
Back there doing the producing and everything else, trying to fix the camera, trying to fix so we can see the down and distance.
I tell you, now that you look back, guys,
time,
moving this from 7:30 to 6 was a good move.
It was a good move, wasn't it?
At first, I didn't think so when it's raining real hard.
They're all at Keeneland.
They moved it back to the.
I think it's because Big Blue Madness is tonight. And somebody here wanted to get down.
So Goins will.
Again, there's plenty of wind. Take a look at that. Those flags are just blowing hard over there.
Goins will kick it again a little bit deeper. Slayball called the fair catch. Yeah, he called a fair catch at the 35. Then he wanted to run with it after he called it, but can't do that.
No, I think it was just a reaction. He was told by the coach to call fair catch probably, and when he did, he just said, "Oh man, I could have run that one."
Slayball is a good-looking athlete.
Yes, he is. They've got some good-looking athletes. Pennington's a heck of a good-looking athlete.
Brock Kaufman, the freshman's a good-looking athlete. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line for Sayre, trying to tie this game up. Hazard up 7-0 on 11-yard run by Max Johnson.
See that Davion Slode we talked about before. Strode, he's out there on defense, on the defensive end in this side.
41, yep. Chad Pennington, ball slipped out of his hands a couple of times. Slips again to Kern. Kern hitting the backfield, and that guy's got him by the neck, but brings him down, and tackle made there. Was that number 12, Steve?
Yeah, actually, it was number 12. It was
Zane Deaton.
Yeah, Deaton grabbed a hold of his neck, and it wasn't a horse collar. It was a bull rider's thing.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
Good job by Kern, the running back, being patient, not getting frazzled with that pitch, and grabbing it.
Yeah, the pitch was pretty loose.
It's slipping out of his hands, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Pennington gives inside,
nice
running
cut.
hard is Kern to the 41-yard line. He's hit immediately and dropped by the outside linebacker Ryan Dean. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that might be on Kern. He lost his temper a little bit. Personal foul. unless something was done.
9:58 on the
No,
clock.
it had to be on Kern. I don't know what got him so upset.
9:58.
I heard 5:50. I'm sorry.
What in the world would they be discussing here? Let's see, personal foul offense.
I gotta hear the time.
Steve, you drink?
Yeah, personal foul number 6. Yep. That's one. Yeah. So it's second down now. Those penalties are hurting our Sayre team here.
Hate when that happens.
Well, yeah, no kidding. And this is a big one too. Because it was second down. Now it's going to be second and Interstate 75. Hazard made the big trip down here and did a nice job of getting their team here early. They had to get out of school, I'm sure, to get a little early, get on the road.
They might be on fall break.
Maybe, I don't know.
But you know what? It's always an easier ride home when you win the game.
Strode might be on fall break. He's got a different jersey.
Yep.
We've had so many teams that get their locker rooms broke into this year. Travis Smith in motion, goes back. Chad Pennington back in the pocket, looking, and he man bobbles. Kern gets it. Second time, runs hard. Good job by Kern, making something out of nothing. Davion Strode came over, made a hit, and he's shaking up.
Yeah, he's shaking up a little bit. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Here's that play again. If he didn't bobble it, he probably would have made another 8 yards.
That'll bring the brothers Barnum and Bailey time.
A little juggling the ball there.
Yeah.
That just tells you again, Gary, the ball's kind of wet probably.
It is wet. 31-yard line is fourth down.
You going to punt?
So
is that
Atkins punts it again.
Kicking into the wind here.
Here's Atkins' punt. Smith back. It bounces at the 40. Goes back inside the 35, 33. And Max Johnson, look at the way he scored this year. 4 rushing. Now he's got 5 rushing touchdowns with a TD tonight. He's got receiving touchdowns, 2. He's got 2 touchdown for kick returns. He's got 2 punt returns for touchdowns. And he's got 2 interceptions. The young man has scored every way possible. I said that in the pregame. This kid is unbelievable. He is, you look at him, he's a junior. Can you imagine him next year as a senior?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got all the skills, and I would love to see him get one of these punt returns and see what he can do with that. Wide out trips on the right side this time, a little something different.
Johnson up the middle to the 38, and 8:57 to go in the first half. 7-0 Hazard on top. And, we saw this the first time we saw Sayre this year, a little slow start, trying to get things going.
Yeah, they do. They're looking here to get a turnover or whatever, a stop. But again, they're going to be punting with the wind, and that gives them a little bit more yardage on the punt. Trips again, Gary. They run the option again.
Rolling to the right, Pelfrey. Pelfrey up to the 45th first down, and he sticks his shoulder in there and gets 5 more out of it. Pelfrey was not going to be happy with the 5 he was going to get in the first down. He put his left shoulder out there and got another 5 yards.
He did. Brock Kaufman was the one he put his shoulder down and ran over, and then Brock got up and made the tackle.
But it's holding coming back.
Another penalty.
Well, that's another good Eastern Kentucky name, though, Pelfrey.
Oh, absolutely. That was really a bad time for a holding call because that was a pretty good run and got pretty good yardage on it. Number 3 took himself out and put himself back in. Tyson
sure did.
Turner.
Turner said, I'm going back in.
I want to be out there.
And Johnson's out right now, too. I see him over there drinking water.
Yeah.
Javon White comes to the left side. Ford goes to the right. Also Turner to the left. That's twins to the left. Give inside and running up to the for about 5 yards.
I'll tell you, number 71, Ian Brashear, and number 52, Jacob Fields, offensive line on that side, double-teamed the tackle and put him downtown. Really good double-team block. Sayre was doing their best to split the tackle. Number 52, I think he's coming out now. But that was a really, really good block.
Zane Dean goes out. He ran the last ball. He's been in there a couple of times tonight.
Yeah.
Now you got Johnson back in there, who has a touchdown from 11 yards out. 7-0. Hazard on top. Back to pass. Throws it, and it's caught. And first down up to the 47-yard line, and a catch by Turner.
Turner caught that ball and went down quickly. It wasn't really tackled, and he went down with the ball. Got the first down, and that's what he wanted, I guess.
Zane Dean.
I'd like to see time of possession in this game so far.
Oh wow, Hazards, they're dominating that clock.
It's cover 3, zone again.
Johnson behind quarterback Pelfrey. Gives to Johnson to the right side. He's got some running room midfield. Still on his feet, but he's collared there. Who collared him, guys? Who made the tackle there?
It looked like number
Slayball.
1. Yeah, Slayball was in there. Nice job, Slayball. Again, Slayball, 5'10", 165-pound freshman in there playing defense, being the man out there on the field.
Yeah, him and Caleb Kern cleaned up with him.
2nd down and 5. Here in the first half, Hazard on top of Sayre. Give it the gut. Johnson down the middle, and got a good block from 55. He was going through there like a cannon.
Yeah, that's Fultz again.
Fultz, yeah.
That's a tough little guy. Tough, 6 foot 210. I bet he's good in the weight room, buddy.
3rd and 3.
Kept those legs moving. 210-pound sophomore. You know, it'd be neat to see him in a couple of years. See what he looks like.
Hank Pelfrey, he has 17 catches and 4 touchdowns this year. He puts triple set to the left side. 3rd down and 3. Give Johnson dancing in the line. He's close to the first down marker. I wasn't a very good mark, guys.
I don't think so either. The linesman is marking it short, but honestly,
the lineman on this side had the right mark.
Yeah, I think so.
That's 4th and about a half a yard, and that was not a good mark for Hazard High School.
It depends on how much time's on the clock here, what you want to do. You know, the way they're playing defense, they could go for it here.
What's Max Pelfrey showed you guys?
Not a whole lot yet.
Pelfrey fakes, got the
go.
first down. There he goes, and he gets it down to 41. And they showed you a little bit.
You know what? I haven't heard of any.
He's throwing the ball pretty good.
I know, and you know what? One thing I haven't heard when I looked at some stuff from Hazard was how much they're running the option tonight. They're spreading the field. They like to give you that wide trips to one side, and then run the option because that backs everybody off. And if you have to pitch the ball, you're going to get some yardage. But that time, he did a really good job, Pelfrey, turning upfield.
Remember, guys, this is a team that defeated Pikeville last year in the playoffs, Hazard. So
shocked everybody.
They believe in themselves.
Well, he's a freshman, so I mean, Pelfrey's obviously showing the coaches something to lead this offense.
Give inside and knock
nice
backwards to
deep
Zane
man.
Deaton hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Kern helped out, and Marshall helped out.
And Marshall and Kern, and Pennington too came up. It's really interesting how the defensive line is just taking those blocks on now, allowing the linebackers to make these tackles, which is a good philosophy against this defense.
4:42 to go in the first half. 2nd down and 10 at the 42-yard line for Max Pelfrey. He's got Max Johnson back into the right of him. Throws, and it's over the head of his intended receiver, and that's hard to do because he's 6'2".
Yeah, and that's trouble a lot of times when the ball ricochets off the hands in the middle like that. What they're trying to do, they're trying to keep the secondary off the receiver they ran a little hitch on this side that held the halfback or that held the defensive back. And then the inside man ran down the field for the pass, which is a good deal. But when those safeties are playing as deep as they are, and Pennington's really good at backing up in there and playing those passes. So
we got a timeout called by Hazard. The Bulldogs, they lead 7-0. They lead on a Max Johnson TD run of 11 yards, guys, and describe that TD run for everybody out there who may not have seen it.
Yeah, they again spread the field, and they ran option to this side, to the left side. The tight end blocked down, and then the pitch was there, Pelfrey to pitch, and Johnson just basically ran through 3 tackles to get there to the end zone.
Yeah, Cole Pennington came up, made a nice hit, had
Yeah.
2 hands on him,
Yeah.
and still a lot of wiggle. He got away from that.
Yeah.
And then Mia Rouse came in with the extra point.
What they do is they put the edge player, the defensive end, the outside linebacker, whatever it is on that side, whether it be the split end side, tight end side, or whatever, they put that guy in danger where he just has to make a decision. And if you run up in his face and then pitch it, he's out of it. He can't make the tackle at all. So that's exactly what they were doing.
3rd down and 10. Hazard went to the sideline to get a play. Triple receivers to the left, single to the right.
Picked it out again, Gary. That trips left, and that's their running formation a lot of times.
Pelfrey fakes to Johnson, looks to pass, and it's caught down to the 30-yard line. Great catch by Andrew Ford, the 6'2 receiver, and a first down with on coverage of Brock Kaufman.
Yeah, and obviously Kaufman got mossed, as they say on Monday Night Football. Let's watch his catch made over the defender, pulled it away from him. Really good job by both. You know, what Kaufman did is, don't be too discouraged yourself, Kaufman. You secured the tackle.
Yeah.
The job is to secure the tackle first. There's the option again.
Roll it to that, give it to Johnson, slips and falls at the 34-yard line. But remember, Kaufman's a freshman.
Yeah.
Working against a senior.
Yeah.
And he did a good job. I mean, he had to secure the tackle, try to knock the ball down with the other hand.
That's the first time we've seen the field come into play, because he slipped on that play and lost 4 yards.
Yeah, but again, running the option with the pitch to the short side of the field is
just about to say
you
that.
just don't have any room to run.
Right. Short,
but you might be setting something up too.
Well, they got triple receivers to the left. You got to watch Hank Pelfrey. He is number 14. He is a slot man. Back is Pelfrey. Looks to pass, and it's caught. And it's caught by Turner.
Nice job of catching the ball. It looked like Slaybach came up and helped on the tackle.
26-yard line.
3rd down. They're moving the ball methodically, just like always.
Yeah, we got the clock going, so that's great. 3:21 to go in the first half.
Good to watch that, because that, again, that time of possession has been all Hazard.
Hazard have really enjoyed the time of possession, especially this first 8 minutes on their first drive. Came away with nothing, like Steve said. They should have kicked a field goal.
All right, Sayre called a timeout here, and I can understand why. They're looking at that trips formation, and I would not be surprised if Coach Pennington, defense coordinator, didn't change the look a little bit on defense, because that's something obviously that Hazard's seen that they really want to work on. They're running the ball from that. They're passing the ball from the same formation. So let's see if they adjust any on that. And Gary, they're not getting any pressure on Pelfrey.
Well, he's had plenty of time, you're right. And when he's had time, he's found his receivers forward. He's found him, and he hit a nice strike to Turner, number 3. I'm impressed with Pelfrey. Unlike what you said, Coach, I think Pelfrey's shown a lot.
Well, he has since I said that. he's got my attention.
He got you back, didn't he?
I apologize to you, Mr. Pelfrey and Mrs. Pelfrey and Uncle Pelfrey and whoever.
And all the cousins.
Your son, brother, whatever, uncle, nephew, pretty darn good football player.
Yes,
Hazard's done a great job of keeping Sayre off balance.
They got back split. Johnson to the left, Turner to the right. Pelfrey fakes, being pressured, throws it, and caught, and breaks the tackle down to the 10 and ran out of bounds. Nice catch made by Andrew Ford.
Yeah, nice job by Ford. Nice size kid. Good looking.
6'2".
Player. Yeah, nice job catching that ball and running.
Gunnarsar brings him down over there, but not after the first down.
Right. Good play by Gunnarsar. So Sayre offense not doing much, not scoring here in the first half, but Hazard on the march. We got a timeout.
It looks like that's first and goal from the 9 too now.
First and goal from the 9-yard line, right.
And you just don't know what to do if you're Sayre, because they've been running effectively with Johnson, but doing it good, finding Ford and Turner out of the backfield. So Hazard really mixing it up.
That was a heck of a pass by Pelfrey with a guy in his face. I mean, for a freshman, that's fantastic.
And they've got Johnson there in the backfield ready to go at any time. Hit those quick hitters, and he can break tackles and make it run too. So they've got a good offensive scheme going right here, and it looks to me like whoever's calling the plays is doing an excellent job of calling the plays. Coach Howard does a really good job over there.
Keeping them off balance. They're keeping that defense. They're keeping them honest, Coach. They really are.
Just 2:30 to go in the first half. The Sayre Athletic Complex will host the girls' final tomorrow in soccer.
Field might be a little chewed up a little bit for that.
Tell you what's a beautiful facility out here, though.
It really is.
I didn't know it was here.
Yeah, we were out here, 2 or 3 times last year, Coach?
Yeah.
Beautiful facility. Sits back in the kind of the hills of Kentucky. Pelfrey gives to Johnson down to the 5-yard line and knocked backwards, and Pennington got him with help from teammates.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with these offensive linemen. With very few exceptions, they're firing off the ball. I'm surprised they look like they're sitting back a little bit, and yet they still get off the ball so quickly.
2nd and goal from outside the 5, maybe the 6.
They do a great job of turning their man.
Strode is in the backfield. He is to the left. Pelfrey out of the gun. Pitches now to Johnson. He cuts it back to the other side down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, extremely good job now by the defense of Sayre on that one. The defensive lineman, 66, 52, I think it was. Bill Bradley, 66. What they're doing, man, they are just absolutely, when they get down close to the goal line, just like the last time, they just really, really pounded in there.
How important, guys, would it be for Sayre to keep them out of the end zone this time? It's just a minute 22 to go.
Yeah, that's the momentum factor.
Yeah.
You need that. But, boy, I tell you, those guys are playing hard on the inside.
Max Pelfrey fakes, rolls to the right, throws, and tipped, and he could come up with it forward. Almost had it. He tipped it twice. Could come up with it. And I think they'll try a field goal here. That would put them about 2 scores. And they got a young lady who can kick them. This is an extra point here.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Good reaction again by the secondary to the ball. Quickly knock the ball down. Looking for the interception. But, again, I think the ball's a little slick.
Yeah, let's go back to the kicker if we go on the camera. Let's go back to the kicker. Go back a little bit. We can't see the kicker. She kicked it. Rouse kicks it up, and it's going to be no good.
Yeah, she kicked from that hash there. It's a little tougher to kick when you're going at an angle, especially that close and kicking at an angle. That makes for a tough kick.
Yeah, I'm surprised, though. I don't see unless that one I couldn't tell, but on the other one, she was kicking straight ahead. She wasn't soccer kicking that ball. So I don't know. Maybe she needs a little bit more speed.
Sayre's about to use all their timeouts.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying, Coach? When you're that close, but you're over on the hash.
Oh, yeah.
That's so tough to kick that way.
Especially,
59 seconds. Sayre trying to score here late, but they got it at the 20-yard line.
They're lucky it's only 7-0.
Pennington gives up the gut. Kern running hard up to the 26, and he stopped there. Coming up was Cottle to make the hit.
Yeah, Cottle did a really nice job on that, just coming up there and forcing them.
The big play in this game, I think, was turned in by Tyson Turner on the interception. Pennington rolls to the right, fakes it, cuts it upfield, and tackled, and they keep him in bounds.
That was Memphis Blankenship on the tackle, 200-pound freshman. They got some freshmen that can play some football in this game.
We're going to see that 2-minute offense here, too.
You got a timeout with 29 seconds.
Yeah, if that's Sayre, that's her last timeout.
Yeah.
7-0 Hazard, guys. Your thoughts on this first half?
Time of possession, Hazard just, they had a 2.5-hour bus ride down, and they've kept the ball for 2.5 hours, it looked like. So they're doing a really good job with that. Your key, the key play, I think, that led to the touchdown was the interception. But you have to give Sayre credit with their defense inside the 5-yard line, Gary.
Coach, your UFO is coming up at halftime. You and Steve will have the I don't think we got any stats, do we? So we'll have first half.
We may try to grab some, but
there's
UFO.
The Sayre people keep their stats, so we can at least get their stats. Sayre stats.
First down at the 31-yard line for Sayre Chad Pennington. with Kern split to the left. He goes in motion now, sits up at the slot. Pennington looks right, pump fakes, now throws it deep down the middle of the field. It's caught. Kaufman breaking tackles and ankles, hit at the 45-yard line with 19 seconds. I don't think they started the clock, guys.
They're going to spike the ball here. Get on sides. Everybody be legal. Spike the ball. Stop the clock. There you go. Good job, son.
14 seconds.
I think Sayre wants to try to get something out of this if they can, but they're not going to get it by throwing their short passes with 14 seconds. They're going to have to either maybe run a screen. That would be a way to do it. Run a screen and maybe break some tackles, get close to the out of bounds, step out real quick if you need to.
They're putting
Thank you,
couple
Coach.
more seconds on the clock.
They're putting what?
It's 18 seconds officially.
Well, they didn't even start a while ago, so.
No, they didn't.
I don't know why they're putting 4 more back on if they just gave him 4. But anyway, 18 seconds. Second down and 10. Kaufman slips, comes back to the near side. Pennington back in the pocket. He's looking, throws it deep downfield, and it's going to be incomplete to Slayball.
Trying to draw that flag there.
Yeah, they try to draw a flag on Ollinger, but those Ollingers know how to play football. If you look over the years, I don't know what relation, but they can play some football. So that takes it down to 8 seconds. That doesn't leave much time for. There's very few good things can happen when you're back at midfield with 8 seconds going against the wind.
Or good things can happen.
Yeah, not too many going against the wind with 8 seconds.
And that rain and the wind and the field being like it is, it's not really the hazard we thought it would be.
Oh, no.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Hazard?
We see.
We got you.
I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Third down, 8 seconds to go.
What are they going to do here, Coach?
Throw it deep to Marshall.
Probably. What down is it? Third down?
Third down.
8 seconds.
I think they're just going to put their knee down.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Put their knee down. Go in at halftime. Say, here we go. Let's organize a little bit.
Look at the clock. It hadn't even started. That's all I'm saying. That's in the first half. First half comes to an end, and whether Mike Meehan UFO is coming up at halftime, it is Hazard 7, Sayre nothing, and Hazard's still out on the field, so I guess I don't think it's over.
For some reason, did they call timeout?
No.
All right, they did. They've got 8 seconds on the clock right now.
Okay. I'll accept that. Fourth down.
She says now they changed it to 10. Because the announcer says something up there.
Hey, why not? Why not?
Now they have to punt. Right? Yeah, because you can't give Hazard the ball right there with a few seconds.
You got to watch Max Johnson.
Dude, that's right.
Atkins punt and goes out of bounds. No, it stays in bounds, so that'll run the clock out in the first half. So the clock comes down to triple zeros, and it's the end of the first half. 7-0. Hazard leads Sayre. Only score was a Johnson 11-yard touchdown run, and Hazard on top 7-0. We'll be back with halftime and the UFOs on the Mingy-Bitturkey High School football game of the week.
Same MRI, same CT scan. Same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
Welcome back to the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week here, broadcasting from the Whitaker Bank Mobile Studios. Pretty nice deal, isn't it?
Terrific.
Terrific deal. We're going to, this halftime again, as usual. It's 7-0 Hazard. Sayre's done a great job inside the 5-yard line. Interception set up the only touchdown, which was about a 7-yard run, option run, and Johnson took it in for the touchdown. Again, good defense on both sides of the field. Looks like the weather cleared up just in time. Good job of moving the game to a little earlier time. So welcome back. This is Mike Meehan. And again, we're going to start like we always do with our UFOs, our unheralded football overachievers. So I explained that to some people, if you haven't heard this, especially you people from Hazard that might be watching on prepspin.com or on the YouTube channel. We contact each coach a week before the game or the athletic director, and we ask them to give us the name and some information on somebody who's involved with the program, who does a really good job but gets very little credit for what they do. It's really fun to do that. Bruce, we're going to talk to Bruce in just a minute from Sayre, but we've had over the years some amazing UFOs. We've had a young man from Bowling Green who, when he was young, was struck by lightning and pronounced dead, who was now the manager on the team. They thought he would be blind. They thought he would all kinds of things, and he's a normal, absolutely wonderful kid and is the manager on that football team. We've had coaches that perform their duty in wheelchairs. We've had players. We've had boosters. We did one time, I mentioned at halftime that the booster president was a UFO, and that this lady does a great job, and she does this feeding all the players and everybody. And then when second half started, all of a sudden they started bringing sandwiches in. So I thought that was a pretty good job there of that. So we'll start with Hazard. The UFO for Hazard, Coach Howard immediately got back to me and said his UFO is Astor, better known as Cat Sizemore. Cat played football at Hazard. Listen to this. He graduated in 1959. So he's 80-some years old. I'm not going to give his age. And he went on to play football at Virginia Tech. He was an excellent field goal kicker at Hazard, and he ended up being a field goal kicker for the Hokies at Virginia Tech. He actually he played for Jerry Claiborne, if you're familiar with that name, when he was at Virginia Tech. Coach also told me that about Astor, maybe Astor didn't want to brag a little bit, but Coach told me that he actually kicked the winning field goal against Florida State that year. And so he did a really good job. I think it was his sophomore year, too. Astor has been involved at the Hazard Bulldog football program for 40 years. Interestingly, he also was the SEC official for 20 years. So he was involved with the football program. He was an SEC official for 20 years. And he and I had a conversation, Astor and I had a conversation on the air, and you might be interested in this. He spent 4 or 5 years in the replay booth at the end doing that. Wow. Which I thought was pretty amazing because, I had some questions for him about that. Like when these things are thrown at him, and he said, you know what? It's very calm there. There's usually 2 people. They're looking at it. They're deciding what it is. They discuss it. They're really calm about it. to me, I'd be going nuts up there trying to see that. And who knows anymore? You know, what's a catch, what's not a catch, and so on, especially in pro football and college football. Cat Sizemore, he loves Hazard. He presently is the kicking coach for Hazard. He said he loves working with the kickers, including Mia Rouse, who's the young girl that's kicking the extra points for him now. It's the first time he's had a girl kicker, I think, a female kicker. And I mentioned this early, Bruce. Let's get beyond that. Let's get to the point now where it's not, oh, look, they have a girl kicker. Let's just say the kicker and give her a name. We don't need all that attention anymore. We understand that ladies are making great progress in sports as officials, as coaches, and so on. And I'm just impressed with that. And Cat Sizemore said the same thing. Although he did tell me, I asked him if Mia kicked off, and he said, nah, she doesn't kick off. I think he didn't say him, the kicking coach. He said the coach is a little worried about her getting hurt if he did that. So I understand that too. Coach Howard said that Cat Sizemore is a blessing and he's an honor to the coaching staff to be on the staff of the Hazard Bulldogs. So congratulations to Astor Cat Sizemore, the UFO, the unheralded football overachiever for Hazard. Okay, now let's turn to the surprise. I'm sure he didn't even know this. Unheralded football achiever, the UFO for the Sayre Spartans, Mr. Bruce Sizemore. Isaacs. Bruce Isaacs. Right, I got my UFOs mixed up. And I said, first time you've probably ever been called a UFO.
That is the first time I've been called a UFO, but this was what's happened at Sayre is special. I played football at Sayre and graduated in 1970, and Sayre ended its football program in 1977. And about 4 or 5 years ago, Chad Pennington, actually he had moved to Lexington, and he has 3 sons, and he decided he wanted his children to go to private schools and play football. So when they were younger, they went to the Lexington school, and Lexington school didn't have a football program, so he started one there.
Right.
And then his older son, Cole, who's a senior quarterback, terrific, well, they all are, and he said, well, he's going to high school. I want him to go to Sayre. Sayre didn't have a football program. He started another one. So Chad Pennington is the guy that's responsible for what's happened at Sayre.
Yeah, but if you run a situation like a program like this, with this facility way out here on Boonesboro Road, if anybody doesn't know, Sayre School is downtown Lexington. I mean, there is no place to have a football field down there, really.
No.
There's a soccer facility down there, I think. But let's get back to you, all right? Not Chad. Let's talk to you. Bruce, you said you played here?
I
listen to this, Gary.
Okay, I was quarterback at Sayre, and then went to Kenyon College in Ohio and played football in college and lacrosse, which is a great game.
Oh, absolutely.
And our 2 children, Parrish and Stewart, went to Sayre and graduated from Sayre, went to Davidson and Williams College. And my wife, Leslie, taught in the public schools for 29 years and sort of retired but not. And then the head of school at the time decided, or she talked to him, and he said, what are you going to do? She said she doesn't know. So anyway, he persuaded her to come back and teach at Sayre. So she's at Sayre teaching now, and she's also in the administration.
Well, that's Sayre. Administration at Sayre.
Yes.
Nice. So
say hello to Dave Kessling for me, will you?
Sure.
Dave Kessling was my engineer on my radio show for several years at VLK. Good guy.
Oh, yes.
Great. Keeps the score for the basketball team.
Yes. Yeah. I will do that. And yes, son was in the military.
Yeah.
That's right. So you played at Sayre. Then when did you get back involved with the program?
When Chad started it again, and he called me and just said, what do you think, and invited me in to talk to him, and he has a unique ambition, because actually at the time I thought this is going to be a tough one, you know, starting a football program where nobody's played football,
right?
Or maybe they kind of did but didn't.
Yeah.
And then, but with a guy like that, you know, it made a difference. And all of a sudden, you're getting some people who have actually played football,
right?
And getting kids that are enthusiastic about coming out.
And parental support, from what I've seen, a lot of parental support.
Good support,
here,
yes,
for football.
yeah. And what they've done out here with this field is unique. It's something else. And I mean, they bought the land, and it was great for baseball. Chase Comley Field over there is terrific, honoring a great young man, veteran. And then they upgraded the football, and then they added lights, which you can enjoy here tonight.
Right.
And it makes a difference.
Yeah, and I don't think most people don't know where this facility is. In fact, last year when I came out here, I'd never been out here before, but I was impressed as soon as I pulled in. And everybody was so friendly, too. Today I parked right next to the mobile studio here.
Sure.
But last year I parked down in the parking lot, and I just walked through talking to people because I like to get a feel for, what's going on. And boy, everybody was really supportive of everything. Now, what do you consider your job? What do you consider your passion? What do you do now here?
Well, I'm a vocal supporter. And from time to time, a financial supporter.
Okay.
And Chad hadn't asked me for any coaching assistant, but that's okay too. I don't need to do that either. Yeah.
I put a lot of pressure on you there too.
No, but I just enjoy seeing it again.
Yeah.
There was such a break there, and it honestly, it took somebody, Randy Mills.
Yes.
At Sayre,
yeah.
Who's the
PA guy.
PA guy.
Yep.
Does every state tournament.
And also recruits, right, for Sayre.
Yeah.
He's a recruiter.
Well, he's the college counselor.
Oh, okay.
And I remember talking to Randy several years ago, and it was and Randy had the idea. I think we need to have a football program, and candidly, I had my doubts.
Yeah.
Well, Randy was right. Chad was right. Yeah. They were right.
But Lexington Catholic did the same thing. They went a long time without a football program.
They did.
And Father Buter came in there and said, hey, if we want to pick up our enrollment, if we want to get people more excited about this place, then we need to put football in. And I think they did the same thing here because people are excited about Sayre now.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
that
it is.
You hear about it.
Yes.
And it's a unique thing. It's a great experience. It's a terrific school, and just to have the kind of coaching that they have, not just Chad, but in other sports, is pretty special.
Right. And I'm going to brag a little bit because
Todd Brett's is a coach here, soccer.
Right. Todd Brett's a friend of mine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Todd Brett's and our baseball coach.
Clary.
Yes.
Clary. He's former Catholic coach.
Yes.
Kevin Clary?
Kevin Clary, yeah.
I taught him in school.
There we go.
Back a while back in Bryan Station.
That's all right.
Clary brothers.
I'll brag tonight. My wife taught Walker Bueller.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can brag on that. Yeah. He's something else. I tell you what, he's a pitching phenom.
And Dakari Johnson.
Well, that's pretty good.
No. It's entertaining.
Yeah, I told somebody one time I've taught, well, I shouldn't even say this, but doctors and lawyers and teachers and so on, but I also taught 3 murderers, so I'm not too sure about it.
Right.
Well, that's off my reputation.
Don't mention that, Coach. I wouldn't mention that.
Coach, just ask it. Where were you teaching?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, never mind.
Was that at Bryan Station?
No, there was 3 or 4 schools. So
okay, you're right.
But no, I want to brag a little bit about what we do here at PrepSpin, because one of the goals, and this guy here especially does a super job, not only with PrepSpin and with his TV show that he has, Scholastic Ball Report. We want to feature these kids. We feel like not just broadcast football games, at least I do, and I know you do too, Gary. We want to publicize these kids a little bit, get their names out there. That's why we point out the things that they do well, and coaches too. I don't I don't ever really want to criticize a kid, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind criticizing coaching if he's messing up. Like if he's running a score up on somebody or something like that. I just don't believe in that in high school. So.
Right. Well, I tell you what, a lot of these kids from both these teams, Sayre and Hazard, are really good academic students. Like Pennington, I know the Pennington boys are 4.0 students, so a lot of the kids are like that. I know Bill Bernard's son is a good student, Jack Bernard. I know Dr. Bernard very well, and his son goes to school here too.
Yep.
Okay, well, listen, Bruce, it's really been nice talking to you. Our game's getting ready to start here in a few minutes. We want to run a couple commercials.
I'm going to say one more thing.
You got it, buddy.
I want to thank you guys for being here. It makes a difference, and I promise you that. It's just, it's great that you all have done this, and for Sayre School and all the schools you all do that, and it's really appreciated.
Well, that's the king of stream back there. That's William Warfield.
The guy makes it happen.
Yeah, take a look at all that equipment there.
I don't understand it.
We don't understand it.
We just show up and do the game.
We just show up and let him do it.
There we go.
Well, thanks again
guys.
for being a UFO
Thanks a lot,
this year,
sir.
and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right, we'll be back in just a couple minutes here after a few commercial breaks here at the Sayre and Hazard game. It's 7-0 Hazard as we begin to start the second half.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Mr. Madden around?
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
It's important to stand up
for what you believe in, for yourself and each other.
At WKYT, we stand for you.
Your voice,
the truth,
the facts.
When the pandemic hit, you had to lay off staff.
Because what matters to you matters to us. And when it comes to your safety, being prepared and informed.
If it's happening now,
it's happening here.
In Lexington.
In every breaking story, every severe weather event. Prepare now for damaging winds.
We will always
stand for you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
I didn't get any. I think I'm going to try to. Oh, better hurry. Let's go.
Hey, welcome back, troops. We're back at the. What is this? The Sayre Athletic Facility?
Yes,
Complex.
SAC.
SAC out here off of Athens-Burnsboro Road. We're getting ready to start the second half. Gary Ball, take it to you. 7-0 Hazard.
Thank you very much. And Hazard will be kicking. Sayre will return the football and kicking off. Goins, and he kicks it short downfield. That's a live ball and diving on it, and it's going to be Sayre ball. Good job there diving on the ball, and that was number 3. That's Aiden Owen diving on the ball.
All right, this is an opportunity. Let's see what happens.
Coach, do you recommend what that front line guy did? Smack the ball down on those kickoff?
No, I don't recommend that at all. I recommend them letting it go through and letting the next guy get it. That's what I recommend, but who knows?
I think Sayre really opened it up here in the second half. Let's see what happens. At the 39, they give to Kern. He's up to the 40, still running, 45, 46-yard line. Pickup of 5, maybe 6 yards for Kern. And who made it stop, guys?
It looked like 54 came out at the bottom of the pile. That's Ryan Dean, the junior.
Bill Bradley really put a big block on him, and he was able to recover from that and chase down the runner.
2nd down and 4 for Chad Pennington. Left side to Kern. And Cole gives it to him, and I said, Chad, excuse me. Of course, that's the father. New York Jet quarterback, Chad Pennington, and Cole Pennington, the Sayre quarterback, and future Marshall quarterback.
Well, I tell you what, the number 41 for Hazard had the penetration there to make that play.
And a name correction on him, we said Davion Stroud. I talked to him at halftime. It's Strode. Davion Strode.
That's what I think that's what I've been saying.
Good, okay.
I've been saying Stroud.
I have too.
Like the actor.
But we didn't have his name and number on the roster.
He's 77.
Right.
He's doing a good job, I'll tell you.
He sure is.
Third down. They need a big first down. Pennington back. Strode on the attack. Pennington eludes it. Rolls to the right. Breaks a tackle and then hit it at the line of scrimmage. 40 gets a couple yards. Coming up to make the play was Hank Pelfrey.
Yeah, Pelfrey came up to make the play. A little help with Deaton, too. They're crowding the line of scrimmage now. That's the one difference I've seen for Hazard. They're really crowding up there. For some reason, they're daring Pennington to throw the football. And I don't mean the quarterback. I mean the coach. They're daring him to throw the ball.
So Sayre will punt.
And if I know Pennington, he will throw the football.
Dan Bowling is a punter for Sayre. No, they're going to keep it to Marshall. Running hard. He did not get it. They stopped him. Marshall tried to get the fake first down, and he is stopped. Number 7 came up and made a hit on him.
Yeah, that's Andrew Ford. Yeah, that was a nice job. See, again, they're crowding, even on the punt, they're crowding the line of scrimmage. They're doing their best to stop the run. So
he got a lot of help from Cameron Cottle, too, 56.
Cameron Cottle's had a good game.
Football at the 47-yard line of Sayre. Hazard on top, and they have the football. Ford goes out to the right with 2 other receivers. The backfield is Max Pelfrey with a Max Johnson. Pelfrey back to pass. Looking, throws it to Johnson. He makes a catch, runs out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So pick up about 5 yards.
That was a pretty good play. Ryan Dean, I'm very impressed with Ryan Dean on the rush. He got there a little late, but he went through a double team. He split a double team to get there. Nice job. I've been watching that young man. He does a really good job in there. They're quick on the inside.
Picked up about 3 or 4. He went out of bounds at the 43, but they gave him the 44.5. Back to pass. Pelfrey looking for some relief. Throws a deep downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Good effort there by Ford, but he couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, I'm getting these numbers turned around a little bit. I think I think that's 24 Mathney, the linebacker, the sophomore linebacker for Sayre, who's doing a good job of it. Is that it?
Yeah, Matheny
doing a really good job of penetration.
And I'm impressed with 24. I mean, really undersized. Legend Goins there, 5'9", 150-pound nose guard. And nose guard, you get your tail kicked on every single play, and he's done a good job.
Third down and long 7 for Hazard. Pelfrey rolls left, sets, throws, and incomplete.
Oh,
that's a pickoff play right there, but Sayre could not get to it. The intended receiver was Javon White.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Again, they jump on the ball. They're really good at reacting to the football.
Slay ball right there. Just didn't have his hands ready to go to grab that thing.
So fourth down, they're going to go for it. Fourth down. Hazard. Yeah, they're going to quick kick it, and it's short, and it goes out to the left side, 27-yard line. 26, and Sayre will take over right there.
All right, here we go. Let's see what kind of action we got. Now, they felt him out that first series, tried to run the ball, and they noticed, again, that Hazard was crowding the line of scrimmage. This is a good football team, Hazard. They obviously came to play, and they're a good football team. Rated, what, 11th, did you say?
Yeah, they're just out of the top 10. If they win this game against Sayre, who was 4, now they're 7, they probably cracked the top 10.
Yeah.
But Sayre's got a lot to say about that. Cole Pennington. Chad Pennington gives in the play, gives up the gut, and a full running up to the line of scrimmage, knocked backwards.
Again, I think they're trying to run the inside zone there.
Strode made the play.
Kern
was the ball carrier.
They want to drive this football, and I really do wish we would have had the time of possession in the first half, because it was all Hazard in the first half.
It sure was.
But we're predicting a good second half for both teams, so this could come down to the wire for sure.
Yep, no doubt. Sayre sends Slay ball out to the left. Kaufman out there with him. Now Marshall. Marshall's got to get more involved, guys. Marshall to the right. Kern looking. Pump fakes, throws it deep, and it's going to be tipped there, and almost tried to tip it to himself. That was a good try by Slay ball.
It was, and I think that was a good job throwing that ball deep just to back him off a little bit. Do you notice when who was it that went in motion there? Again, I'm losing names
Marshall,
because I'm thinking about the X's and O's. Marshall went across and he came back. The only reason to do that is to see if they're in man-to-man or if they're in zone. And again, nobody went with him, so he felt like they were in zone, and so they went in and picked the deep throw. Marshall ran the shallow cross.
Third and 7. Marshall goes in motion, and Pennington, Cole looking, throws it deep, and it's caught by Kaufman up the 42-yard line out of bounds. First down for Sayre, 8:30 to go in the third quarter.
Sayre's physical. They're a little more physical than they were in the first half for sure. You're seeing that.
I think so, yeah. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Pennington as a quarterback. The things you watch in a quarterback, not just his release, because you know what? You can't teach a certain release. Kids have a release, and that's their baby, and that's their thing. But Coach Pennington has done a great job with his feet. His feet are really good now. Watch him. When he goes to throw the ball, he'll set those feet, turn that shoulder.
Pass to Marshall. Marshall down and up in a nice tackle turned in by Johnson.
Really?
If Johnson doesn't make that tackle, I'll tell you, Marshall's probably gone a long way.
He would have.
Hey, tell him sorry about the ugly clock, but that's the best I got.
Hey, we got a good-looking clock, 8:10. That looks good to me.
That clock's got the gangster lean on it.
Hey, a working clock is the good
That's
clock.
right. We got the clock. It looks good to me.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Second down and 4. Pennington back in the pocket. He throws, and it's called by Kern. He's got the first down. He's being drugged, and I tell you, he drugged 54 with him. That's Dean, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, and he took his helmet off, too, and that'll be another penalty against Hazard. Okay, while that's going on, let's talk about this. That was a screen pass. If you watched, he's taking the ball in a shotgun. Automatically, that's a 3-step drop in the shotgun. But then he backpedaled 2 steps, exactly the way you're supposed to do it. He kind of threw off his back foot as he was going backward because he wants to bring the defense toward him to make that separation between the defensive linemen and the linebackers so they can catch the ball on the screen and get blockers downfield. Nice job by Pennington with the feet.
Boy, you can get a lot of information on prep spin, I tell you what.
So we got 15 yards tacked on to this.
Well, you see I'm sitting here quiet. I don't argue with Coach.
I don't argue with him
There's an
either.
encyclopedia of football knowledge right there.
He's forgotten more than I know in football.
You got that right.
Well, I've forgotten more of everything, though. That's my problem.
That penalty takes a lot, and Sayre set up in business now at the 22-yard line, guys.
This is a good chance.
Sayre trying to tie this score up, 7:50 to go on that clock. Pennington throws it down the right side, and it is going to be incomplete. Trying to go to Marshall.
Out of the picture.
She's under a.
Yeah,
she's like in the dry area up there, and that end zone corner has got a blind spot, just that one side.
Well, Steve can lean forward and look around that corner probably.
Yeah, I got it.
Check it out.
Second down for Sayre.
You know what, guys? I love this. These are 2 teams that really, really feel like they're evenly matched, and they're really battling here.
Twins to the near side. Pennington flares it over to Kaufman. Kaufman breaking tackles, breaking a few ankles, takes it down near the 16-yard line.
Did a real nice job on that, didn't he? Caught the ball in a little flare and dodged the first guy. It looked like Wandale Robinson on that play where you dodge that first guy and then run the daylight.
Little stutter step.
Third down and 4 for Sayre.
And, Cole Pennington does a good job of not trying to throw too hard. A lot of times younger quarterbacks will try to whiz that ball in there, and it's almost uncatchable for your receivers. Does a good job of just getting it right to where it needs to go.
Marshall's a slot to the right side. Kaufman split out there. Kerner's in the backfield with Pennington. Pennington throws it over to Marshall. He's to the right side. Marshall hit hard by a couple guys. And coming over, Johnson got him.
Yeah, Johnson made the hit on the sideline. Number 3 was in there on the tackle too. Turner, yeah.
Starting to pick on these corners a little bit. I think they found something.
Well, they're trying to get they're just trying to matriculate the ball down the field using the short passes, and the flare seems to be working well for them. And they're getting in there. They're staying ahead of the chains, Gary. That's basically what they're doing. And then they get those penalties. That's what messes you up.
And the old adage, take what the defense gives you, right?
Yeah.
52, Jacob Fields is a 5'6", 215-pound senior. He's playing well in the middle there.
Yeah, he's played tough on the short yardage especially.
Whistle.
A little bit of motion by Sayre, I think.
Yeah, that was called by the linesman, let's see.
Good job. Look, I didn't even tell her she went right to the white hat.
Good, very good.
Good.
Yeah, good job of doing the filming out there. Our camera lady, who's again, I know we're shallow because the press box is not very high, but I think it's a good view. It's like watching the game.
Well, you said earlier, it's like being on the field.
It is. It's like being there.
6 minutes, 4 seconds in the third. Hazard still leads 7-0 on a Johnson TD run, and Sayre trying to answer that they got it at the 29-yard line. 4th down and 5 and 6. Marshall goes in motion. Now comes back to the near side. That's what Coach was talking about, seeing what zone coverage you're in.
Trying to get him to jump. Called timeout.
So Chad Pennington says, "Come talk to me, guys."
Yeah, they had to do that.
Good discipline by that defense for Hazard.
Yeah. These teams are like I said, they're really well matched.
Hey, and my apology to Ben Matheny. Coach pointed out I was calling you Legend Goins from Hazard. I had my rosters mixed up there. But what a good job that nose guard's doing, undersized, 5'10", 200-pound sophomore. And, that's a spot where, and I played nose guard, you get your butt kicked on every single snap. I mean, you're getting double-teamed usually every other snap, if not every snap. And he's doing a good job of getting in there and avoiding a lot of that pressure and fighting his way to the quarterback.
Yeah, I had a buddy back in Pittsburgh that played nose guard, and he was told that the very first play hit the center in the mouth, and he'll control him the rest of the game. Well, he broke the center's face mask on that first play. Very next play, the center broke his face mask, so he said that didn't work.
I was like, you don't upset the offensive line.
No, that didn't work.
So Cole Pennington try to get a big 4th down here, keep the drive alive for Sayre. Pennington back in the pocket. Looks left, getting pressure. He's going to keep it, roll it to the right, and hit down hard. And I don't think he got the first down.
Tyson Turner on that hit, Coach.
It was close. It was nice. Tyson Turner did a really good job. Pennington's really frustrated watching this. He made some nice cut, but he just can't get away from that tackle. He had both those legs, and that was it. Did you notice the rush busted through there, but the guy who was rushing the quarterback actually slipped and fell. So it has to be still wet out there, guys.
But he picked up the first down, did he?
No, they're giving the ball back to
Hazard.
Hazard.
I was about to say.
Hazard's got the ball.
It looked like the one had pointed downfield. I thought, man.
So Hazard got the ball. They got it at the it's hard to see the down markers here, guys. I believe that's a 24.
You're close enough, Gary Ball.
Here is Belfry, gives to Johnson. Hit hard, but I tell you, drives those legs and gets up to the good yardage.
Yeah, really nice job on that. Big number 71, Ian Bashir, the big 252-pound senior offensive lineman, kind of opened up a little crack for him in there. But you're right, he drives when he runs the football.
Pelfrey gives to Johnson. He hit and leaps up close to the first down marker.
Metheny got his hand on him there, that nose guard again.
All right, another thing, Jacob Fields, the guard, they're doing what they're doing on these blocks. It's pretty amazing. They're hitting the double team. It's a tandem block is what it is. And then the lineman slips off to the linebackers, and he's getting a piece of the linebacker to give that extra yard to the runner.
1st and 10 in the third quarter. They give to Johnson again. Hit, knocked backwards this time. Good play turned in by the Smith kid, number 30.
Going back to this offensive line, defensive line battle. That time, Bill Bradley won that battle, the 260-pound senior. He said, enough of this.
Yeah.
I am going to reestablish the line of scrimmage 2 yards deep.
That allows Smith to come up and make the play.
Exactly.
Really imposed his will there.
4:23 to go in the third quarter. Back in the pocket is Pelfrey. Rolling to the right, being chased. Bradley throws it and intercepted and
Big
picked
play.
off by, let's see who got it. I think that was a Slayball.
Slayball jumped on that one. That was good. If we can see that, yeah, we are going to see it again. Rolling out. Good pressure by 66. Nice throw, and bam, up in the air. He stepped in front. Ball was probably overthrown a little bit.
Was a freshman mistake on the throw.
And it was a freshman made the interception.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're right, Gary. I think the ball got away from him a little bit, but I think he was
Slipped.
trying to force the ball in there.
Yeah. So Sayre gets a turnover, interception. That's something they've done a lot this year.
Big time.
A lot of interceptions.
Hazard as well.
Yeah.
Averaging 2 a game.
Yeah, 2 players have 6 interceptions for Hazard. And they got one in this game. That was a turning point of the first half. Give down the right side, slipping, and Marshall, he didn't go anywhere, got about maybe a yard. He can't believe it because he knows he would have decent yardage if he hadn't slipped.
He did slip.
Check out Jackson Marshall and Cole Pennington, Chad Pennington this Sunday at noon on the Scholastic Ball Report on CWKYT.
And good, Gary, because I can't wait to see that. I want it's these personal interviews with these kids really make a difference. It's fun to see what they're really like.
Yeah. That was a personal foul against Sayre. It's a big one.
Blow to the head. Okay, against Sayre, blow to the head against the offensive team.
Yeah, they called it on Travis Smith. He was talking to the official. He was surprised he got the flag call on him.
Yeah, I don't see that very often. I don't know, unless it's a punch, which obviously it wasn't, or it would have been an ejection maybe.
Disqualification, yeah.
Yeah.
So they mark it back at the 36. They lose 15 yards on the penalty.
It's going to be 2nd and 25 now.
Yeah, Sayre going the wrong way at the Sayre Athletic Complex.
Gary, Luke Pennington and Jackson Marshall are they're these inside receivers. There is no reason why they can't be open in these plays.
Cole Pennington hits Jackson Marshall and up to the 40-yard line, and a hit made there by Zane Deaton.
Yeah, that was Jackson Marshall. And again, Luke Pennington on the other side that time. Keep an eye on number 9. He's running really good routes. They can just get the ball to him. Watching Hazard, they're really intent on stopping the run and rushing the quarterback. That's why these screens and these flares are working well. Plus, one of the reasons you do that, guys, it wears the defensive line down. They're running back and forth and so on the whole half.
3rd and 21 for Sayre at the 40-yard line. They got to get down inside the 40 for a first down. Pennington slips, throws it in. That's why he threw it like that. He slips, Slayball slips as well.
Yeah, again, your feet's not steady underneath you, and you just can't make those throws. So it's 4th down and force another punt.
So Sayre gets the interception and can't do anything with it.
No, nothing. And they're starting to get a little frustrated too, and I think Hazard is starting to feel they're sensing a little bloodlust here. Maybe it's time to try to get another one here.
Dan Bowling back to punt. Low snap.
Good catch.
Gets the punt off, and it goes out of bounds. Sayre can't believe it at the mark it at the
that must have been
mark it at the 41-yard line.
That must have been the kicking coach, ex-soccer player, man.
Yeah.
He kicked that ball in the air with his foot, and he showed a little emotion there.
Special teams coach, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they should show some emotion here. It's getting frustrating. They're getting opportunities here with what a wonderful interception. and you can't act on it. Now let's see what the philosophy is by Hazard here.
And that's what you end up saying. The end of the game, we had our chances. We couldn't capitalize on their mistakes.
Now the Hazard wants that long drive if they can get it. Take some time off the clock.
Johnson hit, knocked back, and cuts it over the left side and hit again, upended by Luke Pennington.
Yeah, Pennington jumped in there, and so did Owen, Aiden Owen.
I'll tell you what, Johnson is tough as nails. He had a stutter step and came out of there like bears were chasing him and was able to pick up yards where it didn't look like there was any.
Yeah,
like a rabbit through a briar jumper.
Absolutely.
Second down for Pelfrey. Pelfrey out of the shotgun. Johnson behind him, waiting for the snap. Gives inside, and the inside runner, Zane, and he's going to take it down to that's Zane Deaton. Zane Deaton, number 12. He's carried the ball a couple of times tonight.
Yep.
Travis Smith on the tackle for Sayre. 3rd and 6 here.
A long 6.
Oh, yeah.
So
maybe
Sayre,
7, yeah.
Yeah. So Sayre trying to make a play here to get the ball back here late in the 3rd, down by a touchdown.
Yeah, if they force a punt here, they should get decent field position.
Quarterback fakes, looks to throw, and it's going to be caught by Ford, and he is slammed down by Pennington.
I'll tell you what, this Ford guy, watch this catch. He's taking the ball away from the defenders. Yeah.
Yeah, Brock Kaufman was right there on his back, Coach. He was able to hold on to that thing.
Well, one of the things that's a really good throw, what you teach a quarterback on those like deep slants like that is to zip that ball hard right past that linebacker's ear. If he's linebacker's going in the flat, don't try to loop it over. Zip it right past him, and that's what he did.
Here's a give down to Turner. He's running hard, running fast, still running, and down inside the 20-yard line. Nice run by Tyson Turner.
Cole Pennington on the tackle. But again, you're right, Gary. What a great run after catching the ball. Or these guys are they're bound and determined to get in that end zone again.
And there is a play clock out there, so they're not trying to slow things down. They're moving the ball and lining up.
56 seconds, and there's Turner, the ball carrier. Hit hard, slammed down as Jackson Marshall got him.
Yes, big line. Look at his big linemen. They're a little bit tired, but they're heck with that, man. You know, I don't have to huddle, so I'm just going to stay up here in line of scrimmage and send them the ball when I'm supposed to.
Bill Bradley, not the senator.
Down at the 11.
There's a give to Deaton, and Deaton down to the 5, hit hard, and down to the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal for Hazard.
And that was a trap by the left guard pulled and just knocked that defensive lineman out of the way. Really good job. See, what they're mixing it up now. I don't know if they're going to come back to the option or not. That option was very successful for them in the first half, but right now they're just driving the football.
13.
The gangster clock there is winding down. So.
Yeah, that's the last play of the quarter, it looks like.
Yep, sure is. So the quarter comes to a close at the end of the 3rd quarter. Hazard on top, 7-0 over Lexington Sayre here at the Sayre Athletic Complex. We'll be back on the Minky Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
Same apples, same phone, same coffee, same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
We're back at Sayre High School, and Hazard on the march. Got it at the 5-yard line. Start the fourth quarter. They're up 7-0, guys, and I'll tell you, Hazard looked pretty good in this game, especially defensively.
Yeah, they looked very good defensively, and this drive, again, is like the one in the first half. They're just taking up a lot of time.
Pelfrey gives Johnson down the middle, and he dives to about the 3-yard line.
You got to be impressed with the goal line defense of Sayre, though.
Bill Bradley, not the senator, made the hit.
Yeah, they're tough when it gets down close. That's when it was been really successful when they ran the option. They cannot hit the middle here. They just don't seem to be able to get any yardage.
Johnson dots the I. Pelfrey, low snap, fumbles it and hit, and it's going to be stacked up. Good play, turned in by a bunch of folks, and in particular, Bill Bradley.
Bill Bradley and his crew, a whole bunch of them.
He brought all his congressmen with him that time.
He did. That was a really nice job. Again, like I said, and I think that the fumble snap probably had a lot to do with that, Gary. But we have a officials timeout to get a dry ball.
It's first and goal, or third and goal at the 6-yard line.
The officials are doing a nice job tonight, guys.
Pelfrey splits out to the right. Deaton is to the right of quarterback Pelfrey, and Johnson's behind him. Fake. Pelfrey rolls left, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. Good defense. They throw interference on Cottle.
It was the arm around the back.
Kaufman.
Wasn't it? Take a look. Can we see that again? William, watch the arm around the back. The front hand did a good job. He'll reach around got a hold of his shirt. See it? Right there. Boom. Yeah.
It was a good call.
Yeah.
You have to make
good
that
acting,
call.
too. Great acting by
really good acting.
Ford. He fell down like he was just mugged or something.
Yeah, the little drama guy there.
10:51 to go in this ball game, and Sayre now is going to be first and goal. Pass interference.
Yeah, Hazard got the ball.
Hazard, excuse me.
What yard line is it?
They're at the, hard to see, but it looks like the 3.
Yeah, it looks like we're just about where they kick extra points. So
Johnson, 10:51 to play.
Jeez, they take so much time doing everything, driving the ball.
Still have 21 seconds on the play clock. And there's a good to Johnson around the right side. And did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown.
Really nice job. Really pounding that rock in there.
Johnson did some sportsmanship, too. Got his lineman back out of there. He's going to try to start a little ruckus. Johnson said, no, get out of here.
No, that's right. Yeah, we don't want anybody putting Dewey down here.
Second touchdown of the game for Johnson.
Good block there by 14, Hank Pelfrey. He came down and blocked hard down, so he was able to free up that corner.
Johnson will hold, and Mia Rouse. The extra point is up, and it is good. So 14-0. If Sayre's going to win this game, it's going to take a huge comeback here with, whoever's blocking the clock there. 10:46 to go in the ball game. We'll be back. 14-0 Hazard leading Sayre on the Mingy Beach Turkey game of the week.
Same shoes, same mixer, same computer, same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
At Atkinson Sims & Kermode, we are here to help you get back to what matters most.
Helping you through your financial situation is our only purpose. We are involved at every step, guiding you towards relief.
A better life can't exist after bankruptcy. Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78. Call us today and take the first step towards a new beginning.
All right, we're back. Kickoff Hazard getting ready to kick off. Again, I'm impressed with Max Johnson with his running.
Here's the kick, and it's taken by Kaufman up to the 20. Kaufman still running. He's running nice. Return by Kaufman all the way up to the near the 48-yard line. Nice return.
Really nice.
Well, they
return.
needed that, didn't they, Coach?
Absolutely, they needed that. What a great job, and that really helps. You've got to get some momentum. Some things have got to go right for you. I think Pennington just needs to get his passes down a little bit, throw the ball in those crossing routes. You've got a lot of speed on that offense. I haven't seen the ball really getting to Pennington, and a couple of these receivers need another opportunity for
Marshall's the 10 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he's their primary receiver. He's out to the right side. Pennington looks left, now throws it deep downfield, and it's caught by Slayball, and he's upended at the.
I think he dropped it, Gary.
Yeah, he had it for a minute. Got to hold on to that ball.
Yeah. Again, it might be a little slick, but you're right. This is time to step up and make those plays.
You got that right. I mean, you got a great return all the way up to midfield. You've got to capitalize on that momentum. That should be an ejection right in your arm. You should be ready to go now.
2nd down and 10 for Sayre. Pennington, senior quarterback, headed to Marshall University. That's where his dad played.
Where his dad played was good. Very good quarterback.
Triple receivers out to the left. Pennington flares it out to the Marshall. Breaks a tackle. Cuts it back inside down near the 45. He's about a yard short of the first down, and making sure that was Dean, the outside linebacker, Ryan Dean.
Yeah, and Ford also got in on that. All right, this is another thing about the quarterback to watch for. We talked about your feet. We talked about the arm motion and so on. His eyes on that play. Maybe someday we can run that back again. His eyes were amazing on that.
Do you get the feeling this is a huge third down in this game?
No,
it's critical here.
But it's 4 down territory too.
Yeah.
So
Pennington sends Marshall in motion in the backfield. He stops and fakes to Kern. Pennington throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to go to Smith.
Yeah, again, they're trying to run that little corner route, I think, if you watch on the outside. That's the play I wanted to look at. That was really good. His eyes were downfield. They were in the middle. He was looking to the middle, and at the last second, threw the ball back to his left. That's the other thing the quarterbacks need to do. Watch his eyes. Looking downfield.
You look that safety, that middle linebacker off.
Yeah, they just froze. It was a nice job.
Do they quarterback keep it here, guys? 4th down at about a yard.
They have to figure out how to get this first down one way or another.
Any way
Long
they can.
count, maybe.
Pennington rolls to the right, hits his man, and it's going to be first down.
Yeah,
that was big.
That was a really good job there.
You talking about his dad? Yeah, he was a heck of a player at Marshall. He's Player of the Year, and he was a Heisman Trophy finalist in '99.
Luke Pennington was a young man who called the ball number 9. He's a wide receiver now. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Sayre needs to score. 9:41 to play, down 2 touchdowns.
They got to get the ball to Jackson Marshall, Gary.
I've been saying that the whole game. Here's Pennington, steps up. He flips over to Kern. He's got the catch and bulls his way down the 30-yard line, runs over top of Tyson Turner.
Yep. Nice job again. Just making up things, just
Looked like his
pulling
dad
things
there.
out. Yeah, just pulling things out, putting the game on his shoulders, saying we're gonna move this ball down the field. This is a good drive.
This is score or bust, I believe.
I believe you're right. Being 2 touchdowns down.
1st down at the 30-yard line. Working with it, Pennington pump fakes, throws it deep downfield, and it's going to be broken up. And I tell you, that was nearly intercepted, guys, by Pelfrey, Hank Pelfrey.
Yeah, and I think Luke Pennington played defense on that ball. He was the offensive receiver, but I think he knocked it down because he knew it was going to be intercepted.
Sayre seems to be doing better when they got these little screen passes, flare passes.
Yeah.
They're not doing real well with the deep passes.
No, that's because Hazard knows they're 14 points ahead. They're backed off everybody. They had a little play that ran earlier in the game where they did a shallow cross with the receiver to the wide side of the field. They might want to come back to that.
Kern in motion. Pennington and looking back, and catch is made by Slayball, and he's going to be tackled immediately by Pelfrey, Hank Pelfrey.
That was a nice tackle, wasn't it? Not going to give him any yardage on that. Nice tackle.
There's a late flag. I think it's going to go against Hazard.
I think you're right.
What? And taunting, you think?
I think so.
Celebrating that tackle and driving him, yeah, could be.
So this will be against Hazard. It will help Sayre immensely with 8:56 to go.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike. You're right. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Hazard. Oh, Lord. Don't make those mistakes now.
The Bulldogs give the Spartans a great opportunity here.
Boy, they needed that, too. That's like fresh water to them.
Pennington.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see Sayre aggressively attack the line of scrimmage. Run your plays quickly. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Pick your tempo up. It's 8 minutes and 56 seconds, guys. Pick your tempo up. Let's go.
Well, you know what they'll do. It's if they score, they'll do an onside kick.
Possibly.
They do a lot of those. 8:47 to go. Pennington, he looks in pressure, steps up. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
And that's the other thing that a quarterback has to do is know when to eat the football. Just go ahead and take the lick, take the loss.
Or just get rid of it.
Yeah. Throw it out of bounds, something. Don't try to force something in there. There we are. Now we're hustling a little bit. That's right.
Pick up the tempo, as you said.
Yeah, pick it up.
8:19. They lost about 7 yards, so 2nd and 17. Luke Pennington. Cole Pennington looking at Luke, throws it, and incomplete.
We had a receiver at Lexington Christian that did that. Looked at his hands every time the ball was either dropped the ball or wasn't thrown to him. We always got a big kick out of it. That's what he did. He said, well, looking at his hands like saying, hands, you got to get the ball.
Yeah, Ryan Dean definitely gave that look to his hands. Like his hands let him down.
Yeah, his hands let him down. I think it was a quarterback throw on that or a mix-up in the pattern.
Well, 4-down territory, so they got a couple plays. They need 17 yards, so you don't have to get all of it right here.
No, you can actually come back here with a screen pass or a draw, try to get half of it back.
Pennington is a slot to the left. Cole
There's
fires it. He's got Kaufman and hit. I tell you, this Hazard team can flat tackle.
They will actually knock you down, buddy.
That was made by Ford, yeah.
Again, watch that little bubble screen. Step down, come back, bam. And he's supposed to go through the tunnel there, see? Because of the bobble, he couldn't accelerate through the tunnel.
Yeah, they have the slip screen set up.
Yeah.
So this is a big down for Sayre, 7:30 to play. They're down a couple of scores. They got Kern to the left, Marshall to the right in the backfield. They send Brock Kaufman in motion. And Pennington comes back this way to Marshall.
Nice.
And he gets a pick, rolls to the left, breaks a tackle, and then
another nice tackle.
And hit hard. I don't know if he was stopped short of the first down, though, guys.
Nice tackle again, that time by number 12, Zine Deaton for Hazard.
And they didn't get enough. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Okay. All right. They got a big penalty against Hazard on the unsportsmanlike, right?
Yeah.
All right. What happened? What happened to stop after that penalty? There was a sack, incomplete passes, correct? And that's what slowed him down. Because those last couple of passes were pretty darn good. The tunnel screen and then that screen.
Sayre needs a big turnover here. They need a big play defensively. Otherwise, Hazard will run this clock out on them.
Oh, yeah.
Their first drive of the game took 8 minutes.
And give Hazard a lot of credit. That defense, they stiffen up.
So 1st and 10 Hazard, the football at the 10-yard line. For Max Pelfrey. Pelfrey gives to Johnson, trying to go left. Hit hard and dropped at the 14.
We got cramps going on out here now. We got a cramp.
Kern.
He's all right. The leg started to cramp. This is important for Sayre. I mean, they've got to maybe use the timeout if they have to and stop his clock and try to get this ball back for a quick score. And then they better score quick and onside kick. So it's not out of the realm of yet. It's not over yet.
Ford, who had 25 catches, 335 yards, and 4 touchdowns, is the primary receiver. And they give to Johnson. Johnson around the right side, and he's taking it up the sideline. He's knocked out short of 30. This young man's a good runner.
He is, and he just made that last cut outside.
We think he's got 150 yards.
Well, yeah, and a lot of them are really earned. I mean, really hard running up the middle and on the zone plays and the counters.
Yeah, well, usually we have stats. When we're at Catholic, WL Stats does the stats, but here at Sayre we don't have stats, so we don't know what yardage he got. We're speculating that he has 150 yards. He may have more than that.
And you think about it, Hazard, you go back 15, 16 years, they were averaging, they still hold the record in the state, 500-plus yards a game.
That's unheard of.
First down to 27.
Ooh.
That was a bobble on the handoff, but Turner, boy, I tell you, that was precarious.
Turner's been quite a workhorse, too.
He's hurt.
Turner got
groin area.
Yeah.
He's down. Mm-hmm. We have 6:18 to play in this one, 14-0. And Coach, I got to ask you, what in the world can Sayre do to possibly score, pull out this game?
Well, it's third. It's going to be what? Is it second down? It'll be second and long. Watch this again. Oh, this is the. Yeah, this is the long.
Some highlight reels while we're waiting on the injured player.
Oh,
that's
good.
interception.
Highlight reels, yeah.
And Coach, let me ask you, at this point, this is only Sayre's third year of varsity football since they've come back and to have a football team again since the 70s. Is there such thing as a moral victory here for them?
No, I don't think so. I think that the coaching staff's going to be frustrated because they had opportunities and they didn't act on the opportunities. I see so much talent and everything's going well, but they can't seem to get it over the goal line when they need to get it over the goal line. So
there's little nuances, right?
Yeah.
They're just missing little nuances.
Hey, when you get a second, check and see who they play next. That's going to be important. Check that schedule because they're going to have to carry the positives over.
And Pelfrey gives to the second man through, and I think that's Johnson. It's either Johnson or Deaton. It was Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson's getting a little tired too. You can tell, but he's been a workhorse in this game. I mean, he's just pushing, constantly pushing.
See, I'm going to give you that in just a second, Coach, about Sayre.
They're at Phelps, looks like.
Phelps.
All right.
Well, this was a big game because Sayre wants to get a home field game in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's really important for them too. And you're right.
But remember, this is a team that beat Pikeville last year, Hazard, so they could play some football at Hazard.
Yeah, now they're just taking their time. They're using the clock, moving up on the field. They need to stop here on third down and force a punt and then score quick.
Pitch to Johnson around the left side, and he is going to get the first down. Good effort by Johnson up near the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I think that fooled Sayre, pitching the ball to the outside like that. Again, they've been hitting the middle, running hard on the zones and the power plays, and then they just turned and flipped it outside, and he just got the yardage.
Now things get tougher for Hazard next week because they're at Pikeville.
Yeah, and Pikeville. Don't you think Pikeville remembers last year?
Oh, they've been thinking about it's probably locker room material.
Oh, that's going to be war in the mountains, buddy.
At the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for Pelfrey, and he gives in the middle. That's Turner dancing up to the 42-yard line.
Turner's a hard-running guy too, really hard-running guy, and he's only 5'7", 145 pounds. But again, another senior leadership's important with
and evidently he's okay from that groin injury.
Yeah.
Sometimes those shots just knock the wind out of you, give you a stomach ache, and then you got to get back on your feet and play through it.
It kind of makes you mad too.
Depending on how it happens, it does.
That makes you kind of.
It's Pierce's wife.
Back in that pistol formation with the power back up there.
Out of the pistol, Max Pelfrey to Deaton, and Deaton at the 45, knocked down by Sayre. They're trying to strip the ball as Marshall got him. And who else was up there for Sayre guys? Was that Hayden Wilson? I think so.
Yeah.
Bethany.
I love this number 52. He's just like, oh, okay, guys. You know, I got to go home and get my chicken dinner. I'm just taking my time, get back in the huddle. We're going to win this game by just running the clock.
Big 3rd down and 3 here.
Like a young Jim Brown, right?
Just get up slow.
Ford puts out to the right. Hank Belfry's a slot man. Max Belfry, the quarterback, gives up the gut, and that's Johnson driving, got the first down.
Yeah, again, very impressed with this team. Zane Deaton, number 12 for Hazard, just led up there, and he actually ran into his own player, one of the linemen, and bounced off just in time to give a push to the running back to get him past that first down.
At the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Watch the Scholastic Ball Report Sunday at noon on the CWKYT.
Highlights from some games?
Yeah, highlights, and UK Sports Medicine, they're the title sponsor. Thanks to those folks, they've been sponsoring the show for 19 years.
Wow. Little confusion on offense. Hazard's taking a time out here, guys.
Look at that. 3:16 on the clock at Sayre Christian. How about that? That's an interesting little tidbit there. And, you talked about Chad Pennington earlier. Chad, he was the MAC Player of the Year. He created a lot of great plays, and he's one of those guys where, even if he was going down, he was a lot like Lorenzen in the fact that he would create, throw the ball any kind of way to get it loose. Ended up being the 18th pick in the first round in the 2000 draft. Yeah. So, and had a nice career in the NFL. 11 years for a quarterback in the NFL is saying a lot.
Yeah. Hey, and I did get your biblical reference, by the way.
Yeah, John 3:16.
Yeah,
but you said Sayre Christian, and I don't.
No, I thought Sayre's a Christian school.
No, it's a private school.
All right. Hey. Well, 3 minutes 16 seconds left at Sayre Private School then.
At the midfield stripe.
Catholic would have worked.
Yeah, it would have worked great.
Give to Johnson.
Oh, nice move.
45. Johnson down. I tell you what, he was an ankle away from breaking that one.
You said
that's a Wandale Robinson cut right there.
You said 150 yards. I bet it's closer to 180, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if we'll get that statistic though.
Well, this has been a good ball game, other than defensive struggle with 7-0 at halftime, and Johnson has both touchdowns for Hazard.
Yeah, they're just happy to just run the clock here.
Hazard has Pikeville next week. We'll see what happens to them. And Phelps is the opponent for Sayre. Give up the gut to Johnson, running hard, and he's got yardage and coming up making a play of Smith.
Yeah, if Smith wouldn't have made that play, that would have been 3 touchdowns for Johnson on that. Smith did a really good job of locking up on that play. Bringing number 54 for Sales coming in to try to help him out. Number 50.
Well, Chad has to be wondering what's up with this offense, because they only scored 7 points, and the touchdown was late against Pikeville. No points tonight against Hazard, so only 7 points in the last 2 weeks for Sayre. This is an offensive, explosive team.
Yeah, I guarantee you they're going to go to the drawing board and try to figure out what's going on. So
Johnson hit hard. Strode was the lead blocker, and he's in the middle of that pile, and so is Jackson Marshall.
I ran into that problem one time when we were at Dunbar. We were really explosive offense, but we ran into a couple weeks where just things didn't click.
Did you run into Boone County?
Boy, he likes to put the knife right in there and twist.
No, that had nothing to do with the offense. That had to do with Sean Alexander on offense for Boone County.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I've heard of that guy.
Jeez.
He was a decent player. I covered him for all 3 years of high school. Pelfrey out of that pistol again. Inside he gives to Deaton, and he takes it down to the 24-yard line, I believe.
Power, counter. Power, counter.
Yep.
They're picking on those defensive tackles. They're running there. They're getting them tired. Yeah. And the linebackers are having to do all the work.
coming up making tackles.
I just don't know what's happened to the Sayre offense, Coach.
Oh.
It's like
well, again, like I started to say before, I was really interrupted by some Boone County rebel dude. The thing that it changed for me was just a couple little tweaks is all it took. Just a couple little things. A couple blocking schemes, etc.
Quarterback just falls on that bad snap.
Yeah,
Less
smart.
than a minute to go, 48 seconds. Hazard holding on to that 14-0 lead over Sayre.
You know where my confusion came in? My mom is at Sayre Christian Village.
Oh, is that right?
That's where the confusion for me came in.
Yeah, my mother was
It's wonderful.
My mother was a Sayre Christian also.
Yeah.
She was there for a number of years. Yeah. 29 seconds. Quarterback will just go back. Belfry take a knee, and they're in victory formation. 21 seconds.
That's Lou Holtz's favorite play, by the way.
Yeah, the victory.
Yeah, victory formation.
Hey, Gary, we talked a little bit about this yesterday and today, too, before. Hazard's got a really good football team, and I thought there would be a little bit more scoring. I think we both said it was going to be close.
Yeah.
But I thought there'd be a little bit more scoring.
Yeah.
The weather had something to do with that
It
problem.
really did. But anyway, that's it. The clock winds down, and Hazard comes to Lexington and beats Sayre 14. Number 11 beat number 7. So Hazard will climb up into the top 10 next week.
That's right, they will.
14-0 is your final score. That'll do it for us here at Sayre High School. For the King of Stream, William Moorfield, Steve Tressler, Coach Mike Meehan, I'm Gary Ball. The final score, Hazard 14, Lexington Sayre 0. So long until next week.